Days of widespread drug cartel arson and shootings in 4 Mexican states last week.
The increased violence left people asking why the drug cartels exploded and what do they want. The attacks killing 11 people who were randomly shot in the border city of Ciudad Juarez. 2 days earlier, more than 24 convenience stores were set ablaze in the northern state of Guanajuato, and 24 vehicles were hijacked and set on fire in cities on the California border Friday. Some were quick to brand the random arson and shooting attacks as terrorism, but it's not clear what the goal was. John Scott reporting.
Airbnb says it will use new methods to spot and block people who try to use the short-term rental service to throw a party. Airbnb has been under growing pressure to clamp down on parties since 2019, when a Halloween house party in a San Francisco suburb ended with 5 people dead in a shooting. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travelation, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy middle of the week. Happy Wednesday.
Halfway day.
Yeah.
Hump day. Whatever day.
Although, we wake up to cloudy morning.
So nice.
The look of rain in the air. Not so much the smell yet. But the
Not
look.
quite the smell, but definitely the look.
They're saying 20% chance of rain after 9 a.m. So
I like it.
apparently after 9, this is all going to start.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Only 20%, but still, it's going to cool things down if nothing else.
Yeah, our high today is 86.
Gosh, just anything in the 80s.
Yeah.
The 80s was such a good era,
Yeah.
both in time and also in temperature.
I like my temperatures and my wide receivers numbers in the same spot, the 80s. I'm not down with these wide receivers with 11.
I like my
Get back to the 80s where you
Temps
belong.
and my John Hughes movies trapped in the 80s.
Saying high school football. You're in the NFL. Put an 82 on there. We're doing two different arguments.
Yeah, we are. That's fine. You're in your world, I'm in mine, but we're relating to two different demos, which is awesome. That's something that most morning shows can't accomplish.
At the
That
same
right there,
time.
That's corporate synergy. That's how we roll. We also don't drink at the same time.
Nope, that is not going to happen. So you've had the visual there. That would have been funny.
It really would have been.
Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you're having a great day.
Yeah.
Hope your things are going swell for you. Having a good. We got a pretty full show
I was gonna
today.
say, packed house today.
Yeah. Well, we one of our guests is not going to make it, so we're going to get them rescheduled. So do a replay. But we have John from Oasis Computers going to join us this hour. Give us an update on what's happening out there. And then next hour, we're going to have a couple of conversations. We're going to have Amy McVeigh-Teas with the Historical Society join us in studio. And then first, we're going to talk to on the phone Tommy Jordan Sr. He's with man, I can't talk this morning, the Lions Hondo Little League World Series team.
That's a hard one to say.
And he's going to join us via the telly for a few minutes. And then after that, of course, Amy's on promoting the Heritage Dinner this year that we're honoring all past recipients of the Heritage Dinner. So the Lions Hondo Little League World Series team, they were our honorees several years ago. And several years before that was Jim Gill and the Gill family at Roswell Seed.
Yes.
So we're going to get Jim Gill on the phone also next hour for a few minutes and chit-chat with him and Amy. So,
Awesome.
So it'll be Tommy, Amy, and I, and then Jim, Amy, and I talking for a few minutes.
Jim's always it's fascinating to kind of bend his ear a little bit and just get a little of his knowledge. He's basically a walking farmer's almanac, man.
Kind of is.
He knows he knows as much about soil temperatures as I would say our boss does. I made that joke while you were gone, was that I don't know what the soil temperature is. I'm not going to find out what the soil temperature is. But for some reason, our boss is obsessive about mentioning every morning the soil temperature.
Well, I don't get it now, but I usually get it like in the spring.
Yeah.
Like I'll get an email from the extension office about 8:30.
Is it from the extent? Because I don't know where to find that information.
Extension office.
Okay. I was like, I made the joke. I was like, I don't know what the soil temperature is. Stop asking me. No one was asking, but still.
Well, someone does ask. Extension office.
No, there you
There's
go.
the keeper. But yeah. So we'll talk with. Matter of fact, I'm curious because it's Eastern Mexico State Fair's what, a month and a half away, and I know Jim Gill is always one of the part of the pumpkin Kabbalah. Is what I call him.
He's generally. I think last year he was Grand Master.
Yeah.
So he's definitely involved.
Yeah, so there's that pumpkin Kabbalah where they compete. And I think it's the same guys for years. They've been competing against each other at the fair, trying to grow the biggest pumpkin, and they each of them bring this gelatinous blob of pumpkin out there every year. That's just.
I always wonder what happens to those. Like, do those turn into like pies?
I'm hoping they make like 50 pies out of those things. That's all of a sudden there's like 20.
Have you ever tried to make a pie out of an actual pumpkin?
I haven't made one out of pumpkin spot out of the can. I don't make pies.
It's hard. You got to like put it in the air, like cut it and core it, and then like put it in the oven, like let it.
I don't think
roast.
I've ever made a pie.
It's
me
a whole
personally.
thing. Yeah, I know.
I've eaten many, but I don't think I've ever made one.
It's a hard thing to pull off, especially with one of those gigantic pumpkins.
Yeah.
So at that point, it almost feels like you're just growing it for show. It's a show pumpkin.
Well, let's get a chainsaw and make a giant jack-o'-lantern out of
what?
it, you know?
I would love to see one of those in trebuchet.
Oh.
A good old-fashioned pumpkin chunkin'.
Yeah, you might need a stout boy, because these
You're
things are like,
definitely-
they're like 300-400 pounds,
I
these
know.
pumpkins. So you need...
I'd like to see what would happen with the trebuchet.
You have to get industrial strength on
It's
that
basically, at this point, pumpkin versus catapult. Who would win?
one. Discovery Channel's Pumpkin Week.
Who could possibly win in a battle betwixt a 600-pound pumpkin
Pumpkin versus shark.
and a catapult and a shark? There's your new Shark Week.
This is going to be...
We grew a show pumpkin for a county fair.
This has got to be... Okay, all right. I didn't get to talk about this. So... Before last week and everything went down, I think that same Friday before, I come across a video of Komodo dragons.
Oh yeah, that's right. You posted that up.
And I'm not going to lie, the Komodo dragon is probably the scariest animal on the face of the earth.
By far.
Like, I don't know why every sports team, I'm like, what's the most scariest animal? It's got to be the Komodo dragon. I literally saw it eat everything else on the planet. It ate a shark. It ate a stingray. It ate a turtle. It ate an elk. It ate deer. It ate people. It ate other Komodo dragons.
Right. Yeah. No, they are. There's no line.
And they don't care if they're alive or dead. They will eat them either way.
They're
and if
not
you get
ethical.
And if you get bit by one, you're probably going to die.
Yeah.
Because there's so much bacteria and whatnot in their teeth that it's deadly.
The only creature that creeps me out more than Komodo dragons are vultures.
Oh, and by the way, some of them get as big as like T-Rexes from Jurassic Park. Like they look like those guys that run around in the T-Rex costumes they're literally that big.
Oh yeah, they can be. Yeah.
they're nightmare fuel.
Yeah. They're nightmares. But yeah, vultures are the only creatures that creep me out more just because of their digestive system.
Ah, okay.
Because of the ability they have to like I read somewhere that like the stomach acid from a vulture could eat through like belt steel, like the strongest metals that we have.
I believe it. Yeah.
It's the most like acidic thing on the planet.
The difference there is I don't have to worry about that till I'm already dead because he won't mess with me until I'm dead. Vultures are
vulture. Do you know how vultures consume?
Yeah, but they eat dead stuff. They don't eat live stuff.
But they throw up on it first to dissolve it.
Well, I'm dead.
And then it's like, why? What the heck?
I'm still scared. More scared of the Komodo.
Animal if you actually sit down and try to process the animal kingdom, it's a lot. There's a lot that goes on. I'm real thankful that we have evolved and that I drive a Chevy. It's like I have door locks. I can roll my windows up. Roll them up, kids.
If you want a video of just oh my goodness, you love nature in action, just Google Komodo dragon eats pretty much everything, and you will see this video.
Or just find Mike's Facebook page.
Yeah, it's on there.
Yeah,
and there's a video of literally them things. The one that made me these guys are diabolical. Mm-hmm. I watched them like a deer. They bit a deer. The deer got bit but got away. Komodo dragon's no problem. I'll just follow the limping deer.
I'm gonna wait.
So it ended up following the limping deer for a mile before it dropped dead because of the poison from the. And then he was chow time.
Yeah.
And it's nightmare fuel.
I'm gonna kill you now or I'm gonna kill you later. Either way, you're gonna die.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Either way, you're marked for death.
I'm full on. Komodo dragon's the scariest anything on the planet. It's nothing's even a close second.
Yeah. No, they're real creepy. They're like what dinosaurs in Jurassic Park are portrayed as. That's basically Komodo dragons.
I'm pretty much
and they walk amongst us.
I don't think they share territorial space anywhere, so we're good here.
Right.
But I'm willing to bet if you. Oh, there, did it again. I'm willing to bet that if you pitted a lion against a Komodo dragon, I'm taking the Komodo dragon.
I would say yes. Now, as for other mountain cats, because I would say a lion gets the lion's share of the big cat, fanfare or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot faster, meaner cats. I would say Komodo dragon maybe versus jaguar.
I think it would beat any one of them.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
jaguars are slick.
They may be fast. You ain't going to defeat the Komodo dragon.
If you can avoid the bite, that's the thing. If you can avoid the bite,
well, they may get away, but they're not going to fight and defeat it. Is what I'm saying.
Sure.
They may escape a Komodo dragon attack, but it's not going to attack a Komodo dragon because I don't think they have any parts of their body that can penetrate that nasty thick skin that a Komodo dragon has.
They have armadillo armor.
Yeah. So that's what I'll tell you. Their defense is strong. Their offense is strong. Right. The Komodo dragon, thank goodness they're not everywhere because they're scary.
Yeah.
And I'm officially scared to death of Komodo dragon.
I think though we're pretty safe here in southeastern Mexico.
I think we're good to go. We got enough horrifying
we ain't
animals.
Komodo dragon territory.
Yeah, we got enough creepy crawlies around here to scare the living daylights out of everybody. But Komodo dragons are officially scariest animal number one to old me, but that's no joke.
Not to be confused with the kimono dragon, which by the way is sexy as heck.
Yeah. All right, John's here from Oasis Computers. We're going to take, let's get you up to date on the weather. Rain is a word you're going to hear a lot in this forecast, and I'm happy about it.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some of that moist air working its way into our area, so we'll be getting some showers and thunderstorms, or at least a possibility of them later on today. Mix of sunshine and clouds, and our afternoon high in the upper 80s. Scattered showers and thunderstorms and cloudy for the overnight hours, our low in the mid-60s. Then tomorrow, sunny in the morning, afternoon showers and thunderstorms and upper 80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 74 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity at 71%. Winds currently out of the northeast at 7. You're thinking, that humidity's high. It is. It's because it looks like it's going to rain out, which we hope it does. We do have a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms. They're saying after 9 a.m. today. Mostly cloudy. High of only 86. So a little cooler as well with northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, our chance of rain bumps up to 40%. They're saying mainly after midnight. So mostly cloudy, overnight low 68 degrees. Winds will be out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, we're looking at a 30% chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. They do say some of the storms tomorrow could bring some heavy rainfall with them. Partly cloudy otherwise, high once again of 86. Winds will be out of the northeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. 40% chance of rain for Thursday night. They're saying mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 69 degrees. Southeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Friday, our chance of rain is now at 30%. Partly cloudy, high of 84. Southeast winds 5 to 10. 30% chance of rain for Friday night as well. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 68. Saturday, 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms. They say some of those storms could produce heavy rainfall, mostly cloudy, high of 85. Winds will, they don't give us winds yet. And then 60% chance of rain for Saturday night. Once again, they say some of those storms could produce heavy rain, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 68. And then Sunday, we're looking at a 50% chance of showers. Some storms could produce heavy rain, partly cloudy, high of 88. And then 40% when you head back to work and school on Monday with a high of 88. So I feel like we got a good chance of getting some rain over the next few days here. Hopefully some good soaking amounts. We'll see. All right, it is 7:20. We're going to take a 3-minute commercial break, and then John with Oasis Computers will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2022.
Hurts in the gun for the Eagles, coming left to right in the green shirts.
Only heard here.
Snap is back, little read option. He keeps it up the middle and runs slam into a wall and loses yards.
All season.
Micah Parsons.
Saturday night, it's your Cowboys and the LA Chargers.
Live from SoFi Stadium
on this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Pre-game at 7, kickoff at 8 on Southeastern New Mexico's official Cowboy station, 92.9 The Brand.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced state-of-the-art dentistry.
Celebrate Christmas in August at the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop. The Cow is utterly stocked full with all kinds of fabrics, and even Christmas and holiday fabrics marked down 10%. Christmas in August means it's spa day for your sewing machine. Time to clean and oil it up. The Calico Cow now has 2 certified sewing machine technicians, so call ahead or bring your sewing machine by for a quick turnaround and look for new classes all month long. Christmas in August at the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in downtown Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road. The 2022 Rocket football season gets underway this Friday night as your Goddard Rockets take flight to Santee to take on the Saints. Fiero 106.1 FM and KSVPTV.com will have every second of the action during the season opening showdown. Chris Deck and Chris Roybal will have wall-to-wall coverage beginning with the pregame at 6:45 and the kickoff at 7. Rockets versus Santee Saints in the season opening showdown. Friday beginning at 6:45 on Fiero 106.1 FM and KSVPTV.com.
If you suffer from pogonophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following people: Kenny Rogers, Santa Claus, Willie Nelson, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and 2/3 of ZZ Top. Here's Mike Winters.
Hey, good morning.
Has the
It
highest
is
skill count of
23
any
minutes
Disney
after
character.
7 o'clock, and joining
When
us
asked for
in
comment,
studio this morning
Buzz
from
Lightyear
Oasis
responded,
Computers.
"To infinity
John's back with us.
and
Morning, John.
beyond."
Good morning.
How you doing
Here's
today?
Mike
Good.
Winters.
How's everybody?
Doing good, doing good. Of course, I imagine people are, back to school and things. I imagine you had probably a little busy time here during the
Not specifically
July,
extra
August.
busy, but it's steady.
Steady.
So it's been good lately. Yeah.
But for folks, if you got computer issues or if you're looking for new computer solutions to problems you have, John at Oasis Computers
we
can
can
help you handle all that stuff. But if you're not familiar, usually John joins us each month. We talk technology and talk things that he's seeing and things to look out for and all this. But it looks like it's been relatively quiet. But one of the problems you've been coming across lately is something that I guess it's something that's been going on in the background for a while, but Microsoft would have it turned off and they're now turned on. We're talking about like encryption.
Right. It's called BitLocker. That has been in Windows Pro for a long time. It's been there forever, basically. But it was always turned off for everybody, so not a problem. The BitLocker on Windows 11, if you have Pro, if you have Home, don't have to worry about it. It's not in there. It's not active in there. But on Pro, people buy a machine, and I've literally had people in the store that had no idea whose account or whatever it was attached to. It's attached to a Microsoft account to unlock it if needs to be. So normally, not a problem. You turn the machine on, you type in your password or PIN, you get in, and it's good. If it's BitLocker protected, same thing. It doesn't make any difference.
Gotcha.
And then you can turn it on or off once you're in Windows. No problem either.
Okay.
But if something goes wrong, your machine quits. And normally what we do is we take the hard drive out, hook it up to a different computer, and we can see the files on it. Sometimes we can stick it in a different computer. It will start up and boot up. So different things. Now with BitLocker, you can do that. And it's keep happening more often lately because Windows 11, again, has it turned on when it's out of the box. And then there's another thing going on. If you have a Microsoft account, it is fully active if you signed in with a Microsoft account. If not, it sits there that it is encrypted, but it says it wants the Microsoft account. I haven't figured out what exactly the difference is, whatever. It hasn't happened enough yet. But the thing we do know is really sad is that anybody that has just the machine go bad, normally a hard drive is good, we just get at least the files off, no problem.
Now that makes it hard.
And then what happens is it asks for the BitLocker key when you hook the drive up to a different machine and want to get access to it. It's like, BitLocker protected. Give me the BitLocker key. And BitLocker key is attached to that Microsoft account. And, of course, anybody that I've dealt with so far goes like, the bit what?
Right.
It's like, no, I haven't done that. It's not.
It was probably done automatically when it was installed.
That had to deal with, they had the machine left over from a school or university or something, and they went home with the machine. And then they have that problem, and they have no control over it. Even calling the tech support from that school they used to go to, they go, well, no.
Yeah.
So can't help. The problem when you're in is you lost your files. Nobody can get to it.
Yeah.
And so something to be aware of. You may want to check if you have Pro. You may want to check if you have BitLocker encryption because, it's great that nobody can get to your files.
Sure,
Not
including
great
yourself.
if you can get to it yourself,
Right.
and that's what the problem is.
Yeah.
It's the same thing we said about passwords, Do not save passwords on your computer. That's what we used to say all the time. Well, the last, 4 or 5 years or so?
Sure.
I at least woke up to it. You know what? If they saved the password, they bring it in and said, I can't get into my whatever account, and you look through the password list, you can find it. They may not know, but the machine does know sometimes.
Sure.
And that helps. So what is better, that nobody can get to your stuff and you can't either?
Yeah.
Or you can get to it, but if something goes wrong, other people can too.
Well, and if you knowingly know that you have the BitLocker in and then you have your pass, then it's fine because as long as you know your account,
yes, if you
or know your password,
if you're
it's a
up
valuable tool
with this kind of stuff, and it shouldn't be any problem. It's something you should know and you should be aware of and whatever, and probably something you should have because it's more secure. But like so many things lately, it's not working.
Right.
Passwords aren't working anymore. And I just recently on the password thing, I came up with something else. It seems like if you yourself decide to change your password, that's not really a problem. You will know, you make note of it, you pay attention to it, whatever. But too many times we being told, you can't use the password no more. That's where it goes wrong.
Sure.
Because that's not what you want. Your brain's not ready for it, I guess the word to use. And then it happens on moments where you don't have time, where you don't need this, where you don't want this, so it doesn't get recorded. You don't write it down. You don't update your information. And then I literally think brains sometimes get confused on what's what. Just can't remember it. Same thing if you go to the door, you forget what you were doing when you get in the other room.
Hell yeah.
Apparently that's a thing. I just heard somebody talk about that.
Yeah.
So
I'm guessing. And so I think really what the question is, for some people this is a valuable tool and they should use it, but you have to be on top of it like anything else, and you have to have the passwords, keep it secured, protected, things like that.
What we start seeing is, I hate to say it this way, but we used to say somebody comes in, forgot their password. I'm talking about 6-7 years and earlier. And we wouldn't say nothing. We would just think this, but it's like, stupid people that just can't even remember their password. That has totally changed in the last, 5-6 years. Somebody comes in and says, I can't get in. I don't have my password. So, I know. I have the same problem. It's just you can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
For those reasons just mentioned, it got to change it too often. Too many different passwords.
And they do have those software. We've talked about them and different things where they have password storage, software and all that kind of stuff. And
I use one. And
they're very valuable. But you've kind of talked in the past too, is kind of keep like the two backup, where you may have one of those, but write that stuff down somewhere and keep it separate away from everything in case that thing doesn't. At least you've got something down somewhere. You know.
And, of course, that brings always up the next point. That's something to consider. If you are getting incapacitated, not necessarily dead yet, but, you're in bad shape and you can't function at all, and you are taking care of stuff that now somebody else needs to take care of, pay a bill or something, can't get into doing these things, it's really getting hard and frustrating. And that's happening slowly more often, too. I get, every 3 months, I get somebody in that has that situation. It's like, well, my wife or husband passed away.
I imagine it happens more often than most people think.
And I can't get into his stuff. Sometimes they just want to see some photos that are on it.
I could easily see like a child's mother, father passing, and they're going to try to settle their affairs, and they get into their computer but have no idea how to access anything to pay their bills or do any of that stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, maybe we're going to have to add caveats to wills where it's got a section with everyone's passwords and everything that they bequeath.
That's what certain people do already with their will, in their safe, whatever. They have, something where only open in emergency.
Yeah.
And this is how you can get to my stuff if I can anymore.
Yeah.
So, and then a password manager, that seems to work pretty good. There's a different ones. I'm using LastPass at the moment. Seems to do pretty good. But, I've had that gone wrong, too. I have it made a password for me, and then it makes, something like XYZ2244X.
So very secure.
Something that doesn't mean nothing, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you rely on it, and then it says, okay, and then you try to get back in, and it doesn't let you in for some reason. You made a mistake or whatever exactly happened,
Yeah.
So
that's why I can appreciate what they're doing in those security things, but whenever they ask me to create one, let them I'm like, no, because I'll never remember it again.
Well, to me, it brings forward somewhat the problem of I don't know what you could call it, anywhere between greed, helpfulness, safety, and maybe ignorance is involved with that. Microsoft is making Home and Pro. And I believe they're just artificial Home and Pro so they can charge more for the Pro. The basics of the whole software is the same. It's just some switches turned on and off software-wise. where it doesn't do certain things. Somebody had reverse engineered that and said, I made my Pro into Home or the Home into Pro. This is how you can do it.
Okay.
It's not easy, but it's basically the software is just being told be this or be that.
Gotcha. Check boxes.
Kind of like Tesla. You can buy more options that are already in the car. You just pay more and then they get turned on software-wise. Something like that. And that's great, and I think they do it to charge more for the one than they can for the other one because that's business.
Sure. They figure they can get more money out of a company.
Still not a big problem with that, but even though I don't like it and I don't think it should be done. But now we go down the road, we get the business that has, maybe not a one-person business, but a little bigger business. They have always one or two guys that do the computer stuff, the IT guys.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're specially hired, maybe somebody that just works that knows a lot about it. But they got a little more resources and they're a little bit more up with it, so they know these things. But then you come home, and home has the same business-type features in it, especially if you have Pro, and a lot of people want Pro because it's better, right?
In theory.
Well, it's not really any better. It has different things in it, and Home has other different things in it. So it doesn't really make any difference for the function of your software. But the Home version is too complicated. The Home version should be simplified where you don't have BitLocker. Or if you want it, you have to add it to it. Or maybe turn it on or something, but it's deactivated from the beginning. And a lot of things in Home should not even be accessible, maybe. Just make it simple. And in the Pro, you can modify and do whatever you want.
Sure.
That would make sense to me, but not that, that BitLocker gets on Home computers.
Home is designed for a certain set of users, and the Pro is designed for a different set of users, and there should be a true difference there.
Yeah, that's what they let us believe, but it just doesn't make much sense.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel right somehow. And then the constant change. Somebody pointed out, I don't know if I talked about it last month or not, but I don't think so. But anyway, the comparison with PCs and Apple computers, if you look at a screen on an Apple of about, 15 years old, and a screen of a modern Apple, they're very similar. You know what to do.
Sure.
Now, compare that with what Windows 8 was.
It's night and day different.
Yeah,
buttons are in different places.
It was pointed out that the interface change is just a complication we don't need. It may look prettier or whatever. It may be new and refreshed and updated. But if you have that new and refreshed update and go, where do I click now? That's not helpful.
Right.
So
and here's the thing with because I have Apple as far as my phone, I have an iPad and all that, but I've always had for my desk, it's actually a laptop, as a Windows PC computer. And that's what I've had, because that's literally my whole life. That's what I've dealt with. I've never dealt with Apple or Macintosh or any of that kind of stuff growing up. And so my wife had an Apple laptop a couple years ago for a few years, and she liked it and loved it, but I don't know if it may call me old and crotchety. I'm just at a point in life, I don't want to learn a whole new iOS system. I know Windows here, I can do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But maybe, like you're saying, because Apple's pretty much the same for 15 years, if I've got that mindset, I probably should stick with Apple, because once I learn it, it's probably going to be the same the rest of my life.
The problem you're pointing out is not what's easy or not. It's what you've learned and then have to change.
Exactly. Yeah.
Apple is, in a sense, for the end user, easier to use.
Sure.
It has changed less. So if you, this happens too in the store, I think I'll change to an Apple computer. What do you think about it? And I go well, what have you done all the time? I'm running a PC. Apple is actually easier to use, but for you, it's more difficult because you don't know how it works different. Once you get these differences figured out, it's not too hard, but I still fall for it. I don't do too much Apple, but Apple comes in and I click on the program, and then I want to do a feature in the program, and on Apple, you got to go on the top bar, all the way on top. Whereas that's built into the window in a Windows machine.
Yeah.
And, once you know, it's and you forgot again, Yeah, it's the habit, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
just I think how our brains create paths to our and our
Right.
different nerves to do something, and it kind of that muscle memory to. I think our computer
Yeah,
is
it's
the same
obvious
kind of
with,
same
with
way.
passwords. You know,
Yeah.
give me your password, and it's Now hand somebody a keyboard and say type in your password. No problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like the fingers know,
Yeah,
and not
the
the
muscle
brain
memory,
or
yeah.
whatever. It's weird.
It is.
Yeah.
Part of the amazing parts of the human body, I think.
Yeah, I've learned a lot about the brain working on computers because what I think should have happened doesn't work, and then the computer doesn't budge. What I always say, you argue with another, Republicans and Democrats. They keep a fighting and they keep splitting up more. Whatever, doesn't matter. But you can fight with a person over a thing. And if your mind said that it's right and the other guy said, no, that's wrong, what we see today, then good time convincing the other guy,
Right.
or changing something, whatever. A computer, on the other hand, is just a dumb piece of plastic, metal, and whatever. And if you don't tell it the right way, call it the true way if you want,
Sure.
it's not going to work.
Nope.
I keep telling the story about when I first started. It's like, what the heck is wrong with this dumb piece of equipment? It took me probably about 5 years to go with the same problem. All right, this doesn't work. What did I do wrong now? And then, the different outlook on it. What is important, if you get mad at the machine because it doesn't work, most of the time ask yourself, what did I do wrong? And then you look for different ways. I think it has to do with the brain, too. What path you're going to take as to getting stuck, this doesn't work,
Sure.
or actually find a solution.
Sure. And that makes sense, too, because, especially for folks where you look at a lot of products, car, you start up the car, you go, when something's not doing that, you're thinking something's wrong with the car. And, in which it generally is, it's not you did something wrong to create the car there to do that. I mean, unless you forgot to put oil or something like that, but generally those just things happen. And computers, it's no different. But we kind of think, all right, the computer didn't do the program I want. What's wrong with it? And you're like, no, maybe you didn't do something right to do that. And that's probably the difference. Where cars and others, it's either works or doesn't work. There's not something we input to do. Where a computer, it's like, no, it did what it's supposed to do. You just didn't tell it to do the right thing.
Right.
And that's the difference. Yeah.
Right. And then it does things that we don't expect because normally don't do it. But when you get in a little bind, a hang up or whatever, an update does it mostly these days, then it may not start up, have a black screen. The biggest thing still, I think I keep telling every month about it, your Windows updates and then it goes to black screen and you can't get away from it. Then I ask, mostly a question over the phone, and I go, well, did you turn it off? Yeah, I turned it off several times. Well, if I tried hard enough to convince them that they have to actually turn it off, and they didn't, they thought they did, then it's like, well, I don't know, I can't help you over the phone. And bring it in, we'll see what it does. They bring it in, and if it's a laptop, if it's a removable battery, the first thing I do is remove the battery, then plug it in. Don't even plug the battery back in, and start it up. 80% of the time, it works now. Or they bring in like a desktop, and we plug it in, and it starts up and works fine. It's like, well, I did that. Well, keep in mind, if it was a desktop, you brought it in, you unplugged it from the wall.
Yeah.
No more power. It was off.
Disconnect.
And on the laptop, if you disconnect the battery, it's also off if you don't have it plugged in, of course. And the trick is that you didn't get the machine off, so it goes in sleep mode, what looks like it's off, and most people think it's off.
Right.
And then you push the button again to start it up. You would notice it starts up quicker in general, but it also goes back to the same problem you had. So if you had a black screen or something,
it didn't
go right back a black screen.
So you got to hit the start, shut down, and then let it shut down, and then
now,
restart it.
I do agree that it shouldn't work that way. It should have something up. We're updating, or we're stuck, or whatever, something that makes sense. Not error code XYZ 2022. That doesn't mean anything.
Right.
But if it would say, something wrong, I can't start, whatever, then you would maybe start it over. And
well, I can say this pretty confidently. before you call John to have him come look at your computers, 9 times out of 10, if you just reboot the computer, shut it down, and then start it up fully, you might fix your problems before you need to call John.
Let's explain that. If it's a machine that's plugged in on your desk, that when you unplug it, it goes off. Unplug it, wait like 15, 20 seconds, plug it back in, start it back up. You had it off. If it's a laptop, too many people think if you push the button, so you turn it on, you push, let go. That's not turning it off if you do that to turn it off.
You got to shut it down like you would a computer.
You have to hold it down for like 10 to 15 seconds. If there's a light on it, a power light, you'll wait till you see the light go off. Then it's off. And that doesn't even always get it working. I have actually machines that you can't get going. I have to open, the ones with the battery on the inside.
Yeah.
I have to take the bottom off, unplug that internal battery, then plug it into power, see if it works. Works. You can plug the battery back in, it's going from there. It still holds power. It holds something stuck, hostage, whatever you want to call it.
And I always shut down my laptop like I do my desktop. I literally go to Windows, shut it down.
Yeah, that's great. That's wonderful.
And that's like a desktop.
You have now a black screen, and it's stuck on that. So click on, with the black screen, would you click on start and shut down now? Well, you can. It's black. There's no start.
Well, it does. Mine shuts the computer down.
No, if you have a problem.
Gotcha.
I
got you.
Black screen.
Now it makes
so that's
sense.
where problem comes in. You can you always shut it down the normal way, but you can't now. So what people do is they push the button, let go, and goes like, there it goes off. But it's not off. It's just in sleep mode.
Gotcha.
So you hold that button down for 10, 15 seconds. And then it's off, but that still doesn't always fix it.
So still clearing the battery or disconnect battery.
Yeah, what is stupid again, and we come back to the same argument we had before. Why do they have to put the batteries on the inside, non-removable?
Sure.
Same as with these things.
Yeah.
It's easy to make it.
It's also easier for you to buy a new one when they do that.
Yeah, that's, I think, the purpose of it. But these days with,
But this time, supply and demand, the world we live in, you're trying to get the most out of every piece of equipment you got. And I don't know. I've always been, and maybe that's because of the generations and things, but I grew up in, but I've always been that mindset of like, I'd rather get as much use out of something before I consider buying a new one.
I think we should live that way.
Yeah.
I hear stories about clothing clothing are made so cheap now that people just buy it, don't even wash it, get another one.
Yeah.
And, I don't quite see
I don't know. I guess I'm weird because I'm like one of those people that still have jeans that I've owned for like 15 years.
Well, unfortunately, about 3 years ago, I threw all my old pants out that were like 25 years old now because I hang on to them. If I lose weight again, and I couldn't lose weight, Then I did lose weight, and it's like, you know what? I shouldn't have thrown them away. They would have fit again.
Yeah, I swear there's jeans in my closet right now that I owned when I was in the Air Force. That was in the 90s.
Yeah, I got some old stuff, too.
And I wear them every once in a while.
Yep.
I'm not proud of this, but I do have that. So.
Well, you ought to be proud of it because why buy new and waste energy and money and whatever on it?
I will say
I'm
on top of my underwear game. My underwear does not look like something that was, been through some ringer. My underwear is in current serviceable condition. The bands are not all worn out.
If it's wore out, replace it. But if it doesn't work for you, if it doesn't do the job no more, replace it.
Yeah.
If you have an old computer that's not good enough for your business, whatever, get a new one by all means. Not a problem. Don't buy a piece of junk though that's still no good to start with.
Exactly. Shop around.
If you use it for home, and these days so many people, I do some email and look up some things, whatever. Very little. If it's 15 years old and does that job good, then why
mess with that? Yeah.
Right.
It's doing what it needs to do.
But don't hang on to the old machine and go like, well, the new one is a computer too, so it can't make much difference, and then realize, oh my God, I can go home, can only work 4 hours a day instead of 8 because the machine lets me do so much more work. So watch out for that.
Yeah, it's true. There's always something, but and by the way, if you're trying to make a computer last longer, if you have an older computer that's got the old spin-up hard drives and all
still
that stuff,
same thing. Still replacing a lot of those.
John can put what's called a solid-state drive in there, which is going to basically take your old slow computer and make it run like a Ferrari and run a lot faster than it used to.
Well, it looks like that. In a way, it doesn't. But, if you see your machine, you have to wait on it 7-8 minutes before you can really start using it, sometimes even 10-15. That same machine with the new drive is ready in like a minute, 15 seconds, completely ready to use with no more loading. That's impressive. And that's what happens.
If I could do a comparison in like TV and radio world, your old wind-up hard drives are kind of like those tubes in the old TVs or the tubes in radio transmitters. Right. Now they've switched over to solid-state devices where you don't have to swap out a tube every year, or once it blows, it's screwed. This is kind of that version for computers a little bit.
Technology has changed, and it's much better. Talking about technology, whatever, I was going to report on solar system.
Yeah. You about 3-4 months ago you put
2.5 months. No. Okay, it's been running for 2.5 months. So I have 2 months of true billing and 1 month, half a month of when it started up halfway in a month, so much you couldn't really tell. The electric, the electric that I pay for, the like gas in the car, the electric is $0 now. It's been for 2 months, $0.
Nice.
I do pay something, and I thought it was a little more than I wanted. It turns out to be about $40 at the house and $60 at the store. Well, there's a hookup fee, and there is the taxes, the things, the whatever. And then I have on both locations a lamp mounted on a pole that belongs to the electric company. They take care of that, and they charge me for that. I think that businesses get charged most likely a little more. I haven't fully figured it out, but so the hookup fee to be hooked up to the grid and whatever, and the light at the home, about $40, I think.
Okay.
At the store, $60. But the actual electric, I give the electric company more electric than they have given me at this point.
Okay.
It goes back and forth. At night you don't give any, you get only. But
sure.
I deliver more into the grid than I do.
You consume.
Right. And the next thing then is trying to get an electric car on it. And
so really, your only electric bill is just the hookup fees, $40 and $60
yes,
a month.
if you would indeed have the battery and the self-containing unit, you wouldn't.
Right. It would just be stored to those batteries.
What is really great, because everybody is trying to figure out what can we do, but think about it. You pay nothing on electric. I checked up on what I've paid, and it has gone up in the last 2 or 3 years more too.
Right.
I haven't checked out what electric actually cost me over the years, but I bet you it's gone up. So the last year there was a bill for about $300. Summer and winter is bad because then the air conditioner runs.
Sure, yeah.
Or the heater, whatever. But it's nothing.
Nice. So it sounds like it's paying off for you.
From $300, and I think that was at the house. I'm not sure. Down to $60 or $40.
Great. Sounds like it's
right.
been a bit.
And then the environment that you don't have to burn anything to get that. It's just free from the sun.
Yeah.
It's not free. You got to put the equipment in. That costs you some money, but.
Yeah, so sounds like it's
I'm very pleased with it.
Good, I'm
Everybody
glad to hear that.
should have that on their roof. I think it helps environment, and it helps your bottom line.
Yeah, sounds like it does.
It does work.
Good deal.
Yeah.
And I imagine, too, when we get in those times when we haven't had to deal with it this summer, but when they get rolling brownouts and things like that, you probably won't have to deal with that as much during the day anyway.
The way that's hooked up right now, yes, you would have to deal with that.
I didn't know
if you
during
put
the day.
that battery on it and get more self-contained, whatever, yes, you can do that. But that's not the way it's set up.
I got you.
And much more expensive at that
basically,
point.
the flow is not going to your stuff; it's going to theirs, which is going back into you.
If the main thing goes down, you're sort of down.
You'd have to change the flow of the
You
juice.
would have to cut off the incoming, and I don't even know if you can do that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
You could run during the day on your own, but since it's hooked up both, that doesn't seem to work that way.
Well, because I'm guessing instead of all that feeding into your electrical stuff, it's feeding into theirs.
Yeah.
So, and going out and then coming back to you through their stuff, and that's why it's not going. So
Something
that
like
makes
that,
sense.
yeah.
But I guess if it was a long period of time and And you'd be like, I'm going to reroute this plumbing so I can have some power here. But
well, if
I
it
love
comes
that.
down to it, you've got most of the equipment in place. You could change out.
In theory, if they're not going to get you, I'm Brown, not me. I'll see you later. I'm plugging them in my own thing. So, well, good deal. Glad to hear that. Of course, if anybody has any questions or need any help with solar or the computer stuff,
ask me about it.
Come on by Oasis Computers.
And you can see the solar in operation at the store.
At the store there.
Have questions on that. It's not that I make any money on it, whatever, but I like to keep the environment.
But if people are doing research on this stuff, you would love to give your opinion on that.
I have hands-on experience now at
Good
two
deal.
places.
Good.
Very good
deal.
Yeah.
Of course, he serves customers directly in the mornings between about 8 to noon.
I tell what we have evolved to is we're open from 8 to 12.
Okay.
I leave at 12:30. What it means is try to bring it in no later than 12 so I can actually take it in and have a look at it. I like to have a look at what you bring in.
Sure.
Or turn it on.
So you can triage it a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of, and then, the benefit of that is for a lot of times is like, you were stuck. Pull the battery out and start it back up. Here you go. Give me $20 and you're out of here. Instead of keeping it in the store and charging, whatever some places do.
Right.
So, but, I do need like 15 minutes to half an hour to be able to do that.
Sure, it makes sense.
If you need to run late, I can just take a phone number and a name and then start working on it later in the day too.
That
Not
makes
a problem, but,
Definitely.
You just get served better if it can be a little earlier.
Yeah, because sometimes, especially if it's a little stuff where he's just got to plug it in and unplug it or pop the battery out.
That's what I'm trying to say. You know what we're talking about with the battery?
Yeah.
That's
kind of
seems
stuff
to be
you can do
more often a problem than really a major problem.
But if that doesn't do the trick and he needs to leave it a little longer, then he'll work on it in the afternoon there. So.
Yes, and some stay for 3 or 4 days because they cooperate.
Well, and then supply and demand of parts and things are a little bit
Most
tricky.
stuff gets out within like 1 or 2 days. Nothing stays hardly ever longer unless we order parts in for it and wait.
The world we live in, that's pretty good these days. So absolutely.
Can't complain.
Give out the phone number if anybody has any questions.
Okay, we're at 575-625-9141. You can also text to that number. It seems like a lot of people like to text, and that would work too.
Probably younger folks. Older folks call,
whatever.
younger
I still
text.
like them to call, but texting works just as good. Actually works better in a way because, you don't have to answer everything.
Well, and then when you forget something, you go back and
you can
read
see it. That too.
It does. There is a handy part there.
Right.
I've as I get older, I found that's been handy. What did they say?
Right.
Oh yeah, they texted me. I remember now.
Right.
So, but if you've got any, or if you even are looking to maybe cut the cord a little bit, and I'm wondering how to do some of that stuff, John can put you in the right direction on all that stuff too.
Yeah.
So let Oasis Computers help solve your technology problems. They got
Very
you
good.
covered. So, well, thank you, sir. Thanks
You're
for the
welcome.
update on this solar,
Thank you.
and it's always great conversation with you. We'll see you here next month, and hopefully got more good stuff in the good direction.
Hopefully we're going forward some with all this coronavirus problems and whatever. But it looks kind of dim out there at the moment, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see. We'll play it by ear and just be hopeful for for the good stuff. So thank you, John. As always, we'll see you next time. Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. 7:56. Quick news and quick break before my news. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Carlsbad police continue investigating a homicide that took place earlier this month, and now they're asking for some help. Police responded to the report of gunshots that had been fired in the 200 block of West Fox Street on August 7th. A man was found dead there, another was wounded. Police have not disclosed any further details about the crime. However, Eddy County Crime Stoppers is asking anyone with information to please call them at 575-887-1888. You can always remain anonymous. If your tip leads to an arrest or conviction, you'll be eligible for a cash reward. Cowboys for Trump founder Couy Griffin is fighting to keep his seat as a New Mexico County Commissioner. He's facing possible removal and disqualification from public office for his participation in last year's insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Griffin was previously convicted of a misdemeanor for entering Capitol grounds. He was sentenced to 14 days and given credit for time served. 3 residents of Santa Fe and Los Alamos counties filed a lawsuit seeking to remove him from being commissioner of Otero County's 2nd District for the rest of his term. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Hey, New Mexico. Experiencing issues keeping your office technology up to date with these crazy supply chain issues? Well, DSI is here to help. We've diversified our products and solutions to help your business not just survive, but thrive in any situation. Have your teams collaborate and share with high-def video walls and interactive smart panels. With free unlimited support, the fear of any new technology is a thing of the past. Contact DSI today to upgrade your workspace. www.dsinm.com.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Let's talk some NMMI football. Yeah. How about the Broncos and the Colts? Remember, the NMMI Broncos last year won it all. They are the defending junior college national champions, and they will get started with a scrimmage in El Paso this Saturday against Tec de Monterey Tech, if you prefer. That starts at 5 o'clock on Saturday, and then their first game, official game against Papago JC out of Arizona. That'll be at the Wool Bowl next Saturday at 4 o'clock. The Colts last year in high school ball were 8-3 overall, 3-0 in district, beating Thoreau 48-8 in the playoffs, and then losing in the quarterfinals to St. Michael's 34-14. The Colts get started against Mescalero Pacho Friday night, 7 o'clock. That's a home game. Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
The Bulls are coming to Roswell, and the savings are coming to Roswell Nissan. We have a selection of over 25 brand new vehicles on the lot, so you can ride away today in an all-new 2022 Frontier, Pathfinder, or Rogue. And the pre-owned lot is stocked with herds of practically new vehicles in stock, with many 20s and 21s in stock. And we have over 100 vehicles on the lot. When no one has vehicles, Nissan does. Get ready for bull riding action and head for Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
Unchanged last month after rising 0.8% in June. Economists had been expecting a slight uptick in retail sales in July. The Republican voters of Wyoming have spoken.
Harriet Hageman has received the most votes in this primary. She won.
Congresswoman Liz Cheney, who lost the GOP primary in a landslide to Trump-endorsed candidate Harriet Hageman. In Alaska, incumbent GOP Senator Lisa Murkowski and fellow Republican Kelly Tshibaka have advanced to the November general election in the U.S. Senate race. Anti-COVID orders being challenged in California.
3 Southern California churches that want to keep their doors open during the coronavirus outbreak sued Governor Gavin Newsom and other officials Monday, arguing that social distancing orders violate the First Amendment right to freedom of religion and assembly. The suit seeks to block Newsom's month-old stay-at-home order and 2 county orders designed to slow the spread of COVID-19 by having people mostly stay at home, closing businesses except those deemed essential, and barring group gatherings. The orders don't list houses of worship among the critical infrastructures where face-to-face contact is permitted. Bernie Bennett reporting.
President Biden has signed a climate, health, and tax bill, the so-called Inflation Reduction Act, that was unanimously rejected by Republicans. They say the bill will do nothing to curb inflation and could actually make it worse. Rudy Giuliani is slated to appear in an Atlanta courthouse today. He'll testify before a special grand jury, an investigation into possible illegal attempts to influence the 2020 election in Georgia. Wall Street, the Dow down 167 points, and NASDAQ is off 122. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
In a bid to jumpstart Cuba's stalled economy, the island's communist rulers opening some segments of the economy to foreign investment.
The island's centrally managed economy is suffering one of its toughest periods in decades, following 2 years of much reduced tourism during the coronavirus pandemic. With a consequent fall in foreign exchange earnings, combined with the decades-long US trade embargo, Cuba's communist-run government has struggled to import the basics. To address the critical shortages and bolster local industry, the government has now decided to allow foreign money into domestic wholesale and retail, something hardliner revolutionaries have opposed for years.
That's the BBC's Will Grant. South Korea's president insists that his government has no plans to pursue its own nuclear deterrent in the face of a growing North Korean nuclear threat. News and analysis, townhall.com. As if the economy already didn't face strong enough headwinds, now there's labor unrest on the rails.
A special board appointed by President Biden to intervene in stalled railroad contract talks has submitted recommendations on how to settle the deal covering 115,000 rail workers and avert a strike. Details on the arbitrator's suggestions weren't immediately available Tuesday. Railroads and unions will use those recommendations as the basis for a new round of talks over the next month. If an agreement can't be reached by mid-September, federal law would allow a strike, but Congress is likely to intervene before then to keep the supply chain moving. Keith Peters reporting.
Planned Parenthood planning to spend big money, a record $50 million ahead of November's midterm elections, pouring money into contests where access to abortion will be on the ballot. The effort comes months after the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
It's the first Deuce I've done in over a week.
Yeah, what's been going on with that?
Well, it was, yesterday I had an issue. No, I'm sorry. I did the Deuce on Monday.
Yeah, Monday you did the Deuce.
Yeah, I missed the Deuce yesterday, but that was good to get back to the Deuce.
You sure you didn't do the Deuce yesterday?
I'm pretty sure I missed the Deuce yesterday.
I don't think Tanner came in and did the Deuce.
So
I think you Deuce Tuesday.
Maybe I did Deuce yesterday. I don't know.
Good for you, man.
Thanks, man.
I think you did Deuce.
It's hard keeping track. My regularity is just off the charts.
You're pretty fibered up. You're all right.
Same time every day. Usually 6 minutes after 8 o'clock.
Like a German train schedule.
That's right.
Well, happy Wednesday, everybody.
Guten Tag, America.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you're watching at home on the video or wherever you watch your videos, that was from the Saliva concert out at the Liberty last night that you're seeing. Young Roy was out there banging his head.
Yep.
And I got his photo from his concert at the Liberty last night.
The Saliva concert, which, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely cooler than like, and I'm not trying to bag on Lit, but like a Lit would only have like one song.
Yeah, Saliva's got a couple that
they've got a few. And we've had bands come through here that were like known for their song. Like the one that sticks out in my mind is Hawthorne Heights when they rolled through, and they're known for their one song pretty much.
I always go back to I can't remember the name of the band now.
I was gonna say, why do you keep
I can't remember the name of the words. It's it was a '90s one hit.
Oh, you're talking about The Verve.
The Verve, thank you. That's the one I was
Bittersweet Symphony.
Bittersweet Symphony, yeah.
It was in that movie.
Here's
that
the
everyone,
thing. Here's where the Verve screwed up. Is they came out at a time when the band The Verve Pipe was also a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people confused the Verve
Right.
with the Verve Pipe, and,
Sure.
and most of us weren't sure which one we wanted to hit.
And neither one is, or both of them are working like
At an Office Depot right now.
Also, they made that
unless they saved their money.
They made that song from a Rolling Stones unreleased demo. So I think Rolling Stones wanted like their money for that, or they sued them or something.
You are now a member of Rolling Stones.
We played a note with you. You're now a key grip.
Keith Richards must consume you
To Bittersweet Symphony, I mean.
He needs it to live. But that's how he's been looked the same all these years. He consumes bands.
Yeah. It's astonishing. But overall, good concert?
Yeah, it was great.
Definitely awesome.
Good deal. Yeah, he was saying he loved it. He said loud because, well, it's a rock concert in a small venue. That's what happens.
And it's saliva too, so it's like like
I like how you mentioned they started off with the song "Ladies and Gentlemen" because, like I said, there's a few Saliva songs I actually know, and that's one of them. And that's a fantastic way to start a show off.
I like that song
because it's very like circus.
Cirque delay.
No, what do you call it? Grand Marshal was like a circus, like ladies and gentlemen, please.
Yeah, they do the megaphone in there. Did he do the megaphone on it? Where he
No,
because like half that song he sings to a megaphone. Ladies and gentlemen, please.
No, a lot of this he just
step into the show. Do you want it? But that's like one of my I liked you. There was a section when I was making opens for football and stuff a lot, and those were good songs to use for open music and things like Saliva's got some good ones that work in those genres. Disturbed is another one that's got a lot of those, like 10,000 Fist and some of those songs, which I equate all together in the same. The only difference between Saliva and Disturbed is Disturbed likes to remake
more hits.
And they remake every 80s song known to man.
They really do have a thing for remaking like
Phil Collins,
specifically like Genesis stuff. Yeah, Phil Collins.
Sound of Silence was a big hit. Yeah. They've done several of those.
That was
Land of Confusion.
Simon and Garfunkel, right? Was that Sound of Silence?
Don't get me thinking right now. I'm trying to think of the other 80s songs that they did. Land of Confusion. I'm missing a bunch. There's a half dozen of those songs.
There's definitely a few.
But yeah,
I have a friend who just like a couple weeks ago went and saw Rage Against the Machine and Run the Jewels at Madison Square Garden in New York City.
Rage Against the Machine back together?
Yeah, they're back together on tour. I guess
is it the original singer and all that?
It is. Zach, I guess Zach De La Rocha had as like a broken ankle or something, so he's like posted up in a chair, all like. Dave Grohl style. Like he's got his, like throne. He's sitting there sipping tea, but he's also like just rocking out from what I've gathered, they still got it. Like they can still hold their own. Morello still does plays the guitar with his face. And,
what was the name of his split off band? I forget it off the top of my head.
Audio Slave.
Audio Slave. Was that him?
I think was that him?
Well, I think that was Chris Cornell.
Okay, no, that was
Cornell. And then the rest of rest of Rage Against the Machine.
Chris Cornell was Soundgarden.
Right.
But they also
Audio Slave. The rest of the band was...
Once Zach De La Rocha left Rage, the rest of the band formed... Oh, wait.
Audio
Thomas
Slave.
is texting me. Of course he knows.
Yeah.
No, that was not... Oh, I thought it was joining in the conversation. Thomas, I thought you were going to play along.
Anyway, Saliva got to play a new song.
He said...
They have a new song?
Yeah, they actually dropped a new single recently.
Yeah?
Which I'm like, cool. They're actually making new music now.
Okay. I'll have to go check it out online here.
It was called Crows.
Crows, okay.
It has like this cool like techno... drum and bass kind of sound to it.
Okay, so it doesn't sound like a hard rock, or
it doesn't sound like their old stuff, but
they didn't filter us, did they?
But it still sounds like Saliva because it's the singer.
Okay, because and my filter reference is in the '90s.
Hey man,
the
nice
90s.
Shot.
There was a band called Filter, and they had this song "Hey Man, Nice Shot." Okay, it's about Kurt Cobain.
It's not.
It's not.
No, It's about Arba Dwyer.
Oh, I always
Yeah.
thought it was about Kurt Cobain.
No, the song is specifically about Arba Dwyer, and who those who don't know, he was like a senator.
Budweiser? What?
No, Arba Dwyer. He was a senator in like the 80s, I want to say, and
Okay.
he got embroiled in a scandal. And basically, you can still find this video online. I don't recommend you do it.
Oh, I
It's
know
the
what you're
guy
talking
who
about.
reaches in a manila envelope in front of a press conference, pulls out a revolver, and
Okay.
Off
So that's
himself.
what the song's about?
That's what the song is
So I grew up
specifically about.
in that time where everyone said it was about Kurt Cobain.
The spinoff, by the way, is Prophets of Rage.
Ah, okay.
That's the current one. It's them with like Chuck D
Okay.
from like Public Enemy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like Public Enemy and Rage Against the Machine. But anyways, the reason I brought up Rage was because it was hysterical. Because you think about everything Rage Against the Machine stands for.
Mm-hmm.
They're teamed up with Ticketmaster for this show. they're at their merch booth was selling like $40 or like $30 T-shirts, $80 hoodies.
We're gonna rage against the machine with the machine's help.
Exactly. Everyone was raging against the machine while recording the concerts with their machines.
And then they raged for the machine.
And then they left the concert and decided, I want to have some food delivered to my house. I'm going to use my machine to get food delivered.
And their young kids is the sweet, sweet irony of rock and roll.
Gotta love it. Again, I say corporate synergy.
That's what I was making fun of my sister's band because, Plug In, they opened for Saliva.
GDP, big open. That was awesome.
Oh, that's right. Your sister, I forgot about that part. Yeah. How'd that go?
That was great. They actually sound a little bit like Rage Against the Machine to me.
It's funny because what I love about GDP is they step their game up whenever they know they're like opening for a big act, but also they have such a unique sound. They kind of have the ability to morph that sound into whatever band they're opening up for. So like if they're opening up for when they opened for the Wailers, I think it was, they kind of morphed it was more like a jam.
Secondhand sound.
Yeah. Secondhand sound, yeah. But they kind of morph their sound to kind of like that jam band style.
Okay.
Now they can kind of morph it to more like a rock rage style. I like GDP for that fact is that they can kind of change things up a bit. Yeah.
Nice.
They're not just like a locked in sound.
Oh, cool. Good deal. Well, good. I'm glad everything went well there. But so it sounds like a good concert.
Why'd you bring up Filter again?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got caught mid-story. Yeah. So Filter, the band Filter, they had that song, Hey Man, Nice Shot. And it was a big rock hit. And you're like, whoa, this Filter guy's pretty good. They're pretty hard and everything. Mm-hmm. And then their next album came out. And they had a huge hit on that song, or on that album.
Did they?
Yeah, Take My Picture. You won't take my picture.
That's right, that was them.
And Filter blew up. And they but everyone liked them for that song. But us people that are rock people were like, what happened to the rest of Filter? Like this one album, their first album was great. It was all rock hard. And then that album came out and it was like, is this the same band? It's not like it went
they morphed.
They went from hard rock to like emo pop, and it was very weird.
Off-putting.
Yeah. So when I say did they do a Filter on us, that's what I refer to.
It's always a bold decision when they change genres up on you like that.
Yeah.
That's why I respect Linkin Park, because they did that a lot, like with every album.
Gorillaz is like that too. With every album they put out is like a different kind of style of music.
Linkin Park, I think. I'm going to make some people mad.
Because they were new metal first.
Careful.
Yeah.
Then they went like full metal.
Linkin Park, in my opinion, is overrated because their lead singer no longer with us.
Okay.
I think they're fine for what they are.
Back on. I'm not going to jump over the console.
I think they're fine. They're a good band. I think they get more credit because their lead singer died too young.
I disagree with you a little
bit.
And
I will also say the same thing about Nirvana.
I'll give you that. I will give you that.
Give you that, yeah.
I disagree with you about Linkin Park because Linkin Park's biggest albums, arguably, are Hybrid Theory, Meteora, Minutes to Midnight. Basically, those first three. Mm-hmm. Those were their big ones. They sort of fell off. They've been doing stuff. They were doing stuff in the subsequent years, but they sort of fell off. Kind of started doing their own thing. So the band kind of went their separate ways. But Linkin Park at its height was definitely Hybrid Theory, Meteora. I mean, like, and that was when I was in high school, college. Like, it was everywhere.
In my head, they're Angry Limp Bizkit.
Isn't Limp Bizkit angry Limp Bizkit?
The fact that Limp Bizkit's more goofy, where Linkin Park's more political and angry.
No, I used to go to Pandora and type in Linkin Park and see what else came up.
Yeah,
and Limp Bizkit would come up, and just the fact that they shared a genre.
Yeah. I think they're angry Limp Bizkit.
I'm about to slip down a rabbit hole, man. I'm going to be jamming out to Linkin Park this afternoon. I swear, you're going to hear it out of my office. Shut up when I'm talking to you. Shut up.
And Korn too. Like
Korn is.
I like Korn. Korn's way more talented than
You ever thought about getting a song lyric tattooed on you? I think I want to get a Korn lyric.
To be honest, I think Korn is a way more talented band than both of them. That's just my opinion.
Oh no, I don't know.
Linkin Park is talented in a different way. I
don't think
they're genre bending.
I think Korn is a way better musician skill set than anything that Linkin Park or Limp Bizkit have done, in my opinion.
Would agree to a point.
Yeah, I think that's just my opinion. That's I grew up liking Korn more than I did Limp Bizkit. That's always been.
Linkin Park made a lot of albums that nobody has actually heard.
Are we talking about Limp Bizkit? Oh,
I mean not Limp Bizkit. Linkin Park.
Well, it's sort of not your generation though.
It is. It's a little past me.
Korn was right in your.
Korn was at the back half of my generation. Yeah.
Yeah. Linkin Park was sort of kind of came around in the mid to late 90s.
Yeah, there was more angsty 90s.
Right. So back off, old man. Get off my lawn. How about that?
I'm sorry. Every Linkin Park song sounds exactly the same to me. It's that whiny with the boom, 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 yeah, boom, boom, and
you just described everything I love about Linkin Park.
That's it all sounds exactly the same to me.
So when I was in high school, there was a talent show.
Shut up when I'm talking to you.
And I love that song. There was a kid in our talent show, and he probably still lives close to the area and probably would hate me telling this story, but he did an interpretive dance to the song In the End and killed it. I mean, he got like second place in the talent show. I got third. I was a stand-up comic. But yeah, he killed it. He did that dance. I mean, it sold people. It was intense.
It's taking a page from the Napoleon Dynamite book.
That's right, dude. It was very, you know what? After I saw Linkin Park or Napoleon Dynamite, I was like, Aaron? It was very much in the same wheelhouse.
Yeah. We got a full hour here, so I better get her started. We're going to have Amy McGay-Teas. I think she might be here. Okay, cool. And then we're going to talk about the Heritage Dinner and everything, but we're also going to have some past recipients join us on the phone. First, it'll be Tommy Jordan Jr. with the World Series champion at Lion Hondo's Little League Baseball team first. And then we'll probably take like a 1-minute break, and then we'll talk with Jim Gill from Roswell Seed, who also was a past recipient, the Gill family and Roswell Seed, of the Heritage Dinner Awards. Like we did the baseball team, 5-6 years ago, and the Gill family was I don't remember off the top of my head what year, but it was quite a few years ago. So, of course, Roswell Seed's been around for 100+ years, and so they've been on Earth more than all of us. I don't think Jim Gill was there for the first 100. I know I'm not going to make that. All right, it is 8:20. Let's get you up to date with the weather, and then we'll take a quick commercial break, and then we'll talk with Amy and I think Tommy Jordan on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some of that moist air working its way into our area, so we'll be getting some showers and thunderstorms, or at least a possibility of them later on today. Mix of sunshine and clouds, and our afternoon high in the upper 80s. Scattered showers and thunderstorms and cloudy for the overnight hours, our low in the mid-60s. Then tomorrow, sunny in the morning, afternoon showers and thunderstorms and upper 80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
Pull! The 14th Annual Clays Crushers Sporting Clays Fun Shoot is set for Saturday, August 27th at the Eddy County Shooting Range in Artesia, New Mexico. Here's a great opportunity to compete and meet other shooters. There are 2 rotations, one at 9 and again at 1. $150 per shooter per rotation. Registration fee includes targets, lunch, gift, and a chance to win great prizes. For information, call the Artesia Chamber. The Clays Crusher Fun Shoot, Saturday, August 27th in Artesia, New Mexico. Ad paid by Eddy County Lodgers Tax. Sign up online at artesiachamber.com.
August is back to school month. It's an exciting time of year, but it's important to keep safety in mind as you send loved ones off to school. Central Valley Electric Cooperative would like to share some safety tips to keep in mind. Slow down and watch for school zones. Put your phone away. Don't get distracted. Stop for buses loading or unloading students. CVE wishes everyone a safe transition back to school. Remember to be safe and be smart this school year.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now, I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years, from in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical. Name to remember.
The 2022 Coyote football season kicks off this Friday as your Coyotes head for the Wool Bowl to square off against the Wildcats of Lovington High. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and KSBPTV.com has got you covered for every second of the action. It all starts with Art Sandoval, Kelly McDonald, and the Coyote pregame show at 6:45 and kickoff at 7. Coyotes versus Lovington Wildcats in a home opening showdown. Friday night starting at 6:45 on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and at KSBPTV.com.
Your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Not sure which is your dominant hand? Just wait. You'll nail it. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio is Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, and joining us on the phone is a member of the Hondo Lions Little League World Series Championship baseball team, Tommy Jordan Jr. on the phone with us. Good morning, sir. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. If I get the words out right, we'll figure this one out. But
he almost got it right today, Tommy. Almost. We'll give him a little credit.
Yeah. Well, first off, thank you for spending a few minutes on the phone with us here. I know we got a chance to talk to you back in 2016 when the actual team was being honored as the Heritage Dinner recipients there, and yourself and several of your other teammates got to come and be a part of all this. So I guess just the update. How you been doing since then?
I've been doing real good.
Good deal. Are you following baseball pretty good and keeping up to date on things and liking or disliking the world you're living in with the football or the baseball right now?
Oh yeah, I watch baseball about every day.
Good deal. Well, good deal.
That's a way of life, right, Tommy?
Yeah, exactly. Now, of course, Amy, we had a good hunk of the baseball team able to join us in 2016 when the Lions Hondo Little League team won that World Series. You kind of, this was like, for you, it's personal, like that whole world with the family, and because you've grown up here, and so you kind of was raised with the families and things like this. So I imagine your memories of some of the talks of the baseball team and things are probably on par, but even a little different than what Tommy, who actually went through it and experienced it, you know?
The joke with my family is I was born on the softball field. We lived a couple of blocks away, and I think I was, just days old and at the ball field. But dreams do come true, and I have a high regard, and I'm so thankful that we had that wonderful opportunity. I think we had 7 there, and then again, they showed up to be part of our kids and the float at that time for the parade. I can't thank Tommy enough for embracing, there's special times like this, and then Tommy has stayed in touch, and I'm thankful to consider him a friend, and many of them. And Tommy's a great friend. And also, a fun fact, Mike, Tommy was one of the first ones to buy a dinner box for this.
Oh.
So come on, everybody. They need to step up. Game's on, because Tommy is still just like that. He's supporting real quick.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Well, we do appreciate that. So, do you remain active in any kind of baseball? Do you hang out at any practices or anything when they get out there? Get a chance to go out and watch them, or is it strictly just home watching on TV now?
No, I just mostly watch it on TV now. My grandson, he played for Roswell High a few years ago, and I went to all the games. But mainly now, I watch it on TV, and in fact, I plan on watching some games in the Little League World Series. It starts today.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're on the radio with us today when all this is starting.
Well,
That's so awesome.
And I know from when we got to share your story back in 2016 here with us on the radio, for folks that don't realize, when you look at the Little League World Series and what it is today, and the pageantry and the corporateness and everything, when these young men, when they were competing for this World Series, it was a lot different. You guys, it wasn't like you guys had, coach buses and everything showing up. You guys had to raise money to get your own equipment. I mean, this was a labor of love for you guys. It wasn't like today where you just play a little baseball. Next thing you know, if you're good, they show up, you get a chance to be at the World Series. You guys were the underdogs going in, but you had to literally fight tooth and nail just to get invited, but be relevant there, and obviously you took care of that because you won the whole darn thing. But you guys were that underdog, the ones that had to, you just didn't get to show up like some New York City or big city league team. You guys had to scrape and scrap, and that's a little different today. But I imagine that probably makes the World Series championship a little bit sweeter for you and the teammates. So right?
Yeah, it does. I'm sure we weren't supposed to win, but we had an awful good team, and I really wasn't worried about playing anybody.
You just would put an opponent on the field. We're going to beat them. Doesn't matter how nice their uniforms are,
Who's next on the list,
how fancy their gloves are. Right?
That was basically it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I thought we were the best team in the country even before the Little League World Series started, but
well,
that was just my opinion.
I'm curious how many, because I imagine the first few games people underestimated you. You know what I mean? And they just said, look at these guys, these ragtag group, and then you come and clean their clock. I imagine at some point they had to get smart and say, we can't sleep on these guys anymore. How long was it before people started taking notice?
Well, I would, here in Roswell, they followed us pretty good.
Okay.
We won 3 tournaments before we had to go to Williamsport, and we were followed pretty good by the Roswell Daily Record, and so yeah, people were aware of us.
Well, I didn't know. I knew back home we did, but I didn't know once you got to Pennsylvania there if they kind of took a look at you and said, "Oh, these guys are going to be pushovers," and then you come and show them that you aren't.
I don't know if they thought that.
Okay.
If they had seen us play, they wouldn't be thinking that.
Gotcha.
That's right. That's
gotcha.
true.
Yeah,
That's the action.
And let's face it, every single team that gets invited to the World Series, there's a reason they got invited to the World Series. So there's got to be that modicum of respect by default. At least if you know what you're doing. If you're not, I mean, if you don't, then you probably shouldn't be coaching baseball. But that's another story. So. So what's I gotta ask, because we only have a few minutes with you here. What in your head today in 2022? What's one of the most fondest memories that still sticks out from that World Series run there for you guys? Is there any moments or anything like to this day you go back and think on? It's like, man, that was either a real cool thing or a proud moment or just a touching moment for you or something that just really stuck with you through all these years.
No, I remember all 12 games that we won, and it was all, I can remember them all today.
Yeah.
And mainly what happened. And I guess the last game would have been the best, the championship game.
Sure.
Would have been the best, I guess.
Just the fact that the team's hoisting the Little League trophy there at the end and just doing it at, achieving the goal together. That probably, that's always got to stick out, I imagine. So.
Yeah, that was quite a fun time.
If a picture could say 1,000 words, I certainly know this one does, Tommy. They're showing your team on as we're talking. But one thing I think on behalf of the Historical Society that we want everybody to remember, if they just look at this team and think, oh, the Historical Society is honoring a baseball team, it's a lot more than that. Many of these players are still very significant to the history of Roswell. Whether it's Mr. Hobson, whether it's Tommy and his family legacy, including his father, the oldest living professional baseball player before he passed, whether it's the Hobsons, whether it's the Valdezes, or many of these players still stay with us. There's a story there, and we're just proud to be a part of it and celebrate the rich history.
Absolutely.
And you know me, anytime we can celebrate ball, I'm all in.
Well, and
I think we could do this one every year.
Well, and if you think about it, when this team won, I mean, this whole community rallied around that, and it's not often that your young men of your community get put on a national spot like that, especially when you come from a community of this size, small town type feel. And so to be on a national stage, oh, and by the way, dominate on it, that's a huge deal. And I think what those young 12, 13 young boys did for that World Series did more to bring this community together than many things that you probably see or will see in the future. And that's why we honor this team, and that's why we're so proud of this team, and men like Tommy and those other ball players. Yet that we see they're all gone on and done great things in our community or elsewhere, and we just want to celebrate that and say thank you and appreciate that. And that's the end of the day why we do this.
You better believe it.
So I'm going to ask now. You're going to got your box meal. You getting the chicken or the beef?
I guess probably the chicken.
There
you
go.
Okay.
See?
Good for you. And do you get to eat all the shrimp, or are you going to share that with somebody?
I'll probably share it with a couple of girls there.
There you go.
Okay.
See, that's a good man sharing that food. See?
Yeah.
That's a good
That's
man.
very nice of him. That's the difference between me and him. I don't share my shrimp. Well, before we let you get back to it, is there anything that you wanted to mention, anything you wanted to say that we really didn't get a chance to cover or talk about?
No, I just want to thank Amy and the Historical Society for their interest in keeping the what we did alive, and they have a very nice display up there at the Historical Society, and you can thank her a lot for what's going on today.
Yeah.
I can't wait for a day that we get back there, and I believe it can happen. We got close, and it was an honor to have those kids and so many of this team together on that parade when our last group did. But we're going to make it again, aren't we, Tommy?
I hope so.
Absolutely. I believe they will. We've had some good teams, and then, of course,
we have.
I was lucky for 10 years. I lived on Sunset Place, which is right next to the Lions Hondo baseball fields out there.
Yes.
And I literally could just hang out on my back and watch baseball games and stuff. And if I occasionally got hungry, I'd walk over and get nachos or something. But on occasion, my dog would get a baseball.
Hey,
there was a couple kids that had a bat on them, and they plunked a few in my yard, and the dog got to him before I did. Sorry.
One of those Tommy Jordans or Harold Hobsons or Jimmy Valdez or all these other.
Those baseballs got destroyed. Sorry about that. The dog got them first.
Well, Tommy, you're stuck being part of our family. We thank you so much for your time and all that you did to impact the history. There's no doubt you did, and we will never forget it. It's part of our timeline, too. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you very much. And we appreciate some time here, and we look forward to talking to you again soon here. And who knows, maybe be throwing some first pitches out at some ball games or something
that'd
pretty
be
soon.
good.
Put you to work.
That'd be good.
That'd work.
You know, we'll be calling you again. We really appreciate your support and everything you do.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Have a great day.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye. All right. Big thank you to Tommy Jordan Jr. for spending a few minutes here, part of that Lions Hondo Little League World Series Championship baseball team. If you're just learning about this team, you're like new to the area, go call the Historical Society. We got some great information on a lot of stuff. You want to do a little research and dig and learn about that baseball team.
Harold Hobson's mother, she made a full scrapbook, and we were honored to make a copy of it, to have it. She pretty much logged everything.
Nice.
So if you ever want to hear that story, you can make an appointment in that archive facility and go through and look at our copy of that and really kind of take, and especially right now, now's the time. They're doing that, and our guys were doing
That's
this.
probably about as first-hand account of that game as you're going to get ever in existence. You know?
I mean, those things are priceless.
Yeah. So.
And if you ever want to meet, or there's power in young kids meeting some of these little leaguers, champions. I know Tommy's around. I know Jimmy's around. Harold moved away, but there's some other ball players that are a phone call away that are still here in Hart.
There in Williamsport, is there like a Little League World Series museum or Hall of Fame or something out there?
There are tributes, if you will.
I would love to go out there and see if they've got anything for the Lions Hondo up there.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure like they've got every.
They do.
If anything, they just
do.
got a photo of the team up there.
Yes.
You know, that'd be cool. I'd like to go.
A lot of local individuals were very significant in getting.
I'm gonna have to go.
Roswell represented.
Next time I'm back east visiting family, make a trip up to Williamsport there and check
Love
it out.
this time of the year, though.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right, we're gonna go from baseball to seeds and planting and gardening. We're gonna do a quick 1-minute pause for news, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna get Jim Gill, owner of Roswell Seed, and been running it for many moons. Of course, the rest of his family have been running it for many moons before that. But Jim and so we're going to talk with him and talk some Roswell Seed on the other side. Who they won, or the Gill family was honored with the Heritage Dinner back in 1998.
That's right.
So it's been a few years.
Yeah.
So
Yes. That's awesome.
so quick news break, and then we'll talk with Jim Gill from Roswell Seed on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Carlsbad police continue investigating a homicide that took place earlier this month, and now they're asking for some help. Police responded to the report of gunshots that had been fired in the 200 block of West Fox Street on August 7th. A man was found dead there, another was wounded. Police have not disclosed any further details about the crime. However, Eddy County Crime Stoppers is asking anyone with information to please call them at 575-887-1888. You can always remain anonymous. If your tip leads to an arrest or conviction, you'll be eligible for a cash reward. Cowboys for Trump founder Couy Griffin is fighting to keep his seat as a New Mexico County Commissioner. He's facing possible removal and disqualification from public office for his participation in last year's insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Griffin was previously convicted of a misdemeanor for entering Capitol grounds. He was sentenced to 14 days and given credit for time served. 3 residents of Santa Fe and Los Alamos counties filed a lawsuit seeking to remove him from being commissioner of Otero County's 2nd District for the rest of his term. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 41 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us on the phone, of course, Amy McVeigh-Tejas is still in studio with us for the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. But Jim Gill, owner, and along with him and the family there, been running Roswell Seed for many moons there. Good morning, sir. How you doing today?
Good morning. Doing pretty good. I'm in the middle of feeding donkeys at the moment.
All right, donkeys. What's a diet of a donkey consist of?
They're getting bale grass and just for a treat, a little thing of molasses grain pellets.
Oh, okay.
A little treat there. They may make. I had told them I think it'd be cool if one of them made the appearance on the radio.
Well, they already did. They already did that when I first came in the gate. They were singing and entertaining the neighbors.
Hey, that's
happy to see you. They knew it was chow time. That's why they're happy to see you here.
Yes, that's why they're happy here. Yeah.
Well, the Gill family, they were honored with the Heritage Award back in 1998, and Roswell Seed had been around over 100 years then, and now we're it's still going strong and everything else. So I guess what's the trick? How does your family keep it going? Is it just hard work, or is there a trick to it?
Well, what I told them at that banquet was everybody wanted to know what's the trick about keeping a business going for over 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, just look around. I said, my friends I just open the door. My friends show up, spend money.
Sure.
I mean, that's it. It's I know these people. They know us. Goes clear back to, I had one farmer. I figured out that I sold corn to his great-grandfather, his grandfather, and his father, and now I'm selling it to him.
Wow.
I said, I've been here too long.
It's never too long with the Gills and Roswell Seed.
Well, after all those years of selling them corn, do you ever give you an ear or two?
Yeah. No, that was all going to the fat cows.
That was cow food. I got you.
Yes.
Well, and obviously, I know you say I just open the door and my friends come in, but at some point, your friends are going to get mad at him if you keep doing them dirty. So part of that is you run a business that people can trust you guys, and to be honest, and anytime people has any kind of gardening or any kind of growing related question, like, hey, go talk to the folks at Roswell Seed. If they don't know, they'll find out. They know everything, and that's that when you become that source, then people just trust you because of what you've been doing for so long.
Well, my dad had the attitude that we didn't try to sell anything down there. We just tried to help you out with whatever problem you had.
There you go.
Yeah, and I think that mindset's done well. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
That's and now and I can that's the short answer. What's the secret to 100+ years of a business of seeding? We treat it like a place where we help people, and the money and the selling part is just kind of a good antidote from that. Yeah.
On behalf of the Historical Society, we're just honored to call the Roswell Seed and the Gills family. There is never an event that they don't celebrate, and not only do they not celebrate it, whatever they do, they give back.
Yeah.
So I don't think, Mike, we've ever had the privilege of giving Mr. Gill a meal.
Yeah,
but he's given it to so many other people.
I know he's given a bunch, but never once does he take one for himself.
I don't think we've ever delivered food,
right,
Mr.
so we gotta
One of
do
these
that.
days, we're going to do it, and he probably would go take it to the neighbor. I'm telling you.
Probably would. Yeah.
We might strap you in a chair and make you eat it yourself. I don't know.
Yes.
That's funny.
I do have a question, because I know the Eastern New Mexico State Fair, we're about a month and a half away, and I know you are, I call it the Pumpkin Kabbalah, and I know you're a part of it. I know that's not the name, but that's just what I call it.
The ringleader of that bunch is Benny Wooten.
He's the ringleader.
You see that Wooten name.
So I got it, and for years, the Pumpkin Kabbalah have been kind of going back and forth trying to grow the biggest pumpkin every year, and every year they all bring these big gelatinous, huge pumpkins to the fair. And
yes, sir.
It's the highlight of my fair experience. I don't care what anybody says. I'll eat the corn dogs, all that's great. I want to see the big gelatinous pumpkin. So
you ought to hear the goings on when we generally meet the Saturday before the fair starts out there, and we do the weigh and all that.
All right, it gets pretty loud.
If you ever thought that fishermen told lies, get around the pumpkin growers.
That's the good stuff on that Saturday. Huh?
So I know you. I know you want to kind of keep your what's it, a bushel under a basket or something here, but how's it? Do you have a pumpkin that might be worthy this year?
No, I don't. I didn't get that done.
Okay.
Everything else is going on. I did not get a pumpkin.
I understand.
I don't stand much of a chance when you see some of them. When you hear this deal about, well, I would have brought my big pumpkin to this deal, but the highway department wouldn't give me a wide sign.
Yeah.
So couldn't get it to the fairground.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I appreciate those stories, but I think I've heard that one before. Pull my other leg; the other one's long enough, kind of thing, you know.
Okay, well then the other one was the crane company here in town. Their crane was busy, so we couldn't pick it up and get it out of the garden.
You know what?
So cool.
Yeah, let's work one of those up for you to see. Yeah, I did enter, but I said the chip seal, the way they're doing this ain't working no more.
That's funny. That's funny.
But please, when you guys do go out to the fair here in a month or so, go head on over to that education building and check out all the cool projects that the kids have done. But make your way over to the pumpkins because I swear you're just like, how does one get a pumpkin this big? It's almost it's like I don't know. It's just a freak of nature to me, and I love it.
It really
and
is.
It's so cool.
It's unbelievable.
So.
It's unbelievable.
Well, I almost got whipped over my attitude was when Shirley and I were doing the home garden the deal and making a selection that was the grand champion of the home garden. I said, I was telling people, you got to impress me. I said, I can grow big ugly zucchinis just like you. And it's easy. You just ignore them and they grow the monsters. I said, that's not going to get the prize.
Right.
And,
unless you're making pumpkins.
So this 1 year a lady come in right at the very last and she had 3 beautiful heads of cabbage. And I go, there's the grand champion.
Oh yeah.
Because I can't grow cabbage, and she could, and so it was kind of one of those things.
So I'm curious, when you have grand champion produce, does it get eaten or does it get put on a pedestal? I don't know. What's the rule on that?
Well, I hand it off to the office. And
Okay.
what happens up there, I do not know. I think that the people can pick their produce up.
Okay.
And I don't know whether they make grand champion slaw out of it.
I don't know what happened to your cabbage, sir.
It's just gone.
I think it rotted. We had to throw it away.
funny.
Yeah,
That's
that's it.
Oh, that's so cool. So cool.
Very good. Well, folks, and this is something, and this is, well, you guys know because Roswell Seed's been here so long. It's a tent pole. What your family has created and everything else, it's a tent pole thing to this community. And I don't know how I think that the fabric of this community would look much different if the Gill family wasn't here with Roswell
No doubt
Seed,
about it.
in
And
my opinion.
all joking aside, Roswell Seed to me is ironically nothing to do with seed and produce. It's everything to do with the lives they've impacted and the humanitarian efforts they have been doing my whole life. And I always think connecting those dots, I can't imagine the hundreds, probably thousands by now, of kids and businesses that they've impacted. And again, that's why I'm here. That's what keeps me going. If the Historical Society is honoring legacies like that. And the best part about it is they're so humble. He'd probably argue with me about it or whatever, but he can argue the impact that he's had on the youth of Roswell and so many businesses. We can't thank you enough, and it's just a privilege to call you part of our family.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Good people.
I had, back when I first started doing some of our commercials, I had some friends tell me I had a great face for radio. And I answered with, I guess I need to find some new friends.
Well, see, I get told that too, but then they put cameras in here. And I'm like,
What in the world?
What kind of clown would put cameras on a radio show?
Oh, that's funny.
But
That's funny.
absolutely. Well, we are so thankful for you guys and so grateful. And you should eat one of these meals. I think you might like it someday. Quit giving them away to people. Eat one of them. And add them over peppers. Is a good.
Pay it forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Roswell Seed's always been involved in so much stuff and helping other people, and it's always behind the scenes. And that's something that we appreciate all businesses and things that help and support communities. But Roswell Seed's just like, yeah, here, do your thing. We're going to get you. Don't worry about it. We're just trying to, you need some help. Here's some help. That's kind of
I don't know if you can hear them or not, but I'm in the chicken barn. It's 16.
All right.
See?
The girls are talking. Hopefully I'll get some eggs.
That's awesome.
Well, they need to be fed. I know how that. I know.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll tell you when they're not.
Oh,
right.
That's correct.
Well, good deal. Well, we don't want to keep you, but
okay.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And one of these days, I'd like to get you in studio here and just have a little fun with you if you're ever up for that, just to talk and tell stories.
Yeah.
Or you can go live out there. Mike, you may have a lot of fun with Mr. Gill.
Good. Although I might get into trouble. I don't know. I tend to end up in places I'm not supposed to. I'm like, what's he doing in there? Get him out of there. I end up in places like that all the time. Well, thank you, sir. And go feed the chickens.
That's right.
Okay.
Thank you
I'll
again.
take care of it.
All
Have
right.
a great day.
All right.
Thanks.
Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You bet.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Jim Gill with Roswell. See, that's fun. That's a treat. He's a great person to talk to, but it's not that he's shy. I just don't think he likes coming on the radio. And
just always just knowing that he wants to pass it off, and that's not a bad thing. That's a great thing.
He never wants to be in the spotlight.
But humility, humble.
If you ever get a chance and you've got a few minutes to sit down, just shoot the breeze with that man.
Good people.
Do it.
Hilarious.
Take advantage of it and do it. You're going to be thankful you did it. He's just a treasure.
Great.
And his
great
whole family's the same way. His wife Shirley, the whole family. Roswell Seed is, and I know just us as a radio station, like, we're two complete entities, but they've helped us things for projects and stuff. Like, hey, we need a pallet jack for something. Oh yeah, Jim, like, borrow ours, bring it back. We broke it, of course, and buy him a new one, but he just gave it to us, like that. And he's done stuff like that with us and probably 100,000 other people in this community for forever. And that's why, I talk, it's not the business. They could be selling ice cream cones or washers. True. It doesn't matter. It's the family. It's what they do for the community, and that at the end of the day is why Roswell Seed is so special.
That's exactly.
I mean, they do have great seed and great product, and they're the best around when it comes to that stuff. But it's the people that make it great, not their product.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, and then of course. Talking with Tommy Jordan earlier there, it's always a treat to talk to those baseball guys and say, and he's one of the few still in the area, right? Most are either out of the area.
Mr. Valdez, Jimmy Valdez, which is my husband's family, and I know we consider ourselves family.
Yeah.
Mr. Hobson I know he comes back to visit, but he's no longer in Roswell, but that rich Hobson legacy is still around.
And we've lost a few as well.
We have.
And unfortunate. That's the unfortunate part about events like this is when we have reunions or get-togethers and get to see there's never as many as there was the last time, and that's unfortunate. Sure. So celebrate what you got while you got it here, and that's what the Heritage Dinner is all about. So now I got to put on my hawking cap here because at the end of the day, we really do want you to buy some meals. You've got to the 19th here to get it done, which is just a couple days away. Next, the 25th will be our actual day where we invite you to come. You'll come to the historical side between 5:30 and 6:30, and you'll pick up your voucher, your ticket, and then you'll go through our little line there, and it might be an opportunity to
some 50-50 tickets
50
will be
tickets.
sold.
I think we'll have
and
little
bring
music
your loose change,
and
little music.
Yeah, little.
Tina,
I can't say hot club on the Pecos because it's not the whole band, but it's Tina and some accompaniment to help out.
Yeah,
so I would say
that's exciting.
I would say they're all the good part, but the good part. I don't know if that's the right word.
Well, but it'll just be part of it.
Yeah.
We'll have some sounds from.
Because Tina's a great singer, but I don't want to just besmirch the rest of the band and say the good part's there.
No, that's exactly
because
right.
that's not true.
Parts.
They're all great.
Not all fully represented, but we'll have some of that sound there, and we're thankful for that. Yep.
And then her husband, the roadie, will be doing stuff.
Buddy
he's
Bill.
not county manager by day; he's roadie for his wife at night.
Bill. That's right. And always good to have him around because if something happens, Buddy Bill's going to help you out.
Absolutely. Sure. But and then of course once you get your ticket and kind of go through and enjoy that, you'll take that right over to Peppers. You'll drive about 2 blocks. And then you'll find the little line over there.
Right.
And
you
just
sign,
get right there, and then
look for the tent.
Don't even get out of your car. You hand them a ticket, they hand you a bag with your meal, and then you're on to enjoy it. And then we're going to invite you to tune in online to Facebook and through our websites, and I think and all that. We'll have just a short little presentation. Nothing that requires a lot of your time, but just as we honor. The past 40 years of recipients here and all of that good stuff.
Take a moment, and I just want to challenge people to continue the Gill legacy. I would say the Roswell Seed legacy. Give us a call, purchase a box, and pay it forward.
Absolutely,
that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So, tune in tomorrow. We're going to talk to some of the Gonzalez family members tomorrow. Who that was 3 years ago?
Yes, that is correct. That was it's 2008. It's 2018.
Okay, COVID's messed me up.
That's right, 2018. Yeah.
So we honored the Gonzalez family. So we're going to talk to some of their family members tomorrow. I believe that's in the 7 o'clock hour.
Yes,
off the top of my head.
Angelica and Danielle.
Yeah,
we can't wait.
Absolutely. So quick break, and then we're going to get you into news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. President Biden on Tuesday signed into law his landmark Inflation Reduction Act. The legislation, which was approved by Congress last week, won't directly address some of the main drivers of surging prices from gas and food to rents and restaurants. Still, the law could save money for some Americans by lessening the cost of prescription drugs for the elderly, extending health insurance subsidies, and reducing energy prices. With inflation hovering near levels not seen in 40 years, higher-income Americans turn to Walmart to cut costs on groceries. And the same forces that are shaping choices that Americans make about where they shop for food and what they eat are forcing Walmart to cut prices and clear huge inventories of things that customers clamored for during the pandemic. The national average for a gallon of regular gasoline fell 10 cents in the past week to $3.95. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Roswell Ford presents the second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show and commemoration of 9/11. Saturday, September 10th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Wool Bowl in Roswell, with lots of different categories to choose from, including classic and muscle cars, lowriders and hot rods, best paint job, and so much more. Trophies awarded to first place in each category, with a $1,000 cash prize for best overall, and lots of great prizes, including a smart TV, an LGS gift card, furniture, car washes, and more. Enjoy jolly jumps, snow cones, music, and food. Best of all, it's free to spectate and only $25 to register your vehicle, with a portion of the proceeds to benefit the Tunnels to Towers Foundation. Register and get more info at roswellford.com. Sponsored by La Salsa, Decor of Carlsbad, LGS Guns and Ammo, Chaves County Heroes, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, Suds Up, One Party Rentals, Piero 106.1 FM, CRM Discount Awards, National Furniture Liquidators, Keep Chaves County Beautiful, and Let's Play Entertainment. The second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 10th at the Wool Bowl in Roswell. Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
In the Wyoming Republican primary, Mr. Trump calls Hageman's win a wonderful result for America and a complete rebuke of the Unselect Committee of political hacks and thugs. Salem radio talk host Dr. Sebastian Gorka notes that Hageman, endorsed by Mr. Trump, trounced Cheney.
Down in double digits, and it's not just double digits, it's 20 or 30 points, and even you'll have a desperate ploy to get Democrats to vote for you in a Republican primary in a state where you don't have that many Democrats who would cross over the party line.
And while Cheney's political future is not clear, she suggests that she's not going away.
This primary election is over, but now the real work begins.
Cheney, one of former President Trump's fiercest Republican critics, named to the House January 6th committee by House Speaker Pelosi. No change in retail sales last month. Commerce Department says sales are flat from June when they rose 0.8%. Economists have been expecting a slight increase in July retail sales. Also, at townhall.com, President Biden celebrates higher taxes and more spending amid a recession. He signed a bill the Democrats claim will cool inflation.
At a White House ceremony, the president declared victory for the American people, even though the bill was far less ambitious than his original proposal. A key component is $375 billion to promote clean energy.
This bill is the biggest step forward on climate ever.
The measure also caps Medicare prescription costs and raises taxes on large companies. Republicans were united in opposing the bill. Greg Clugston, Washington.
The Dow down 237 points, the NASDAQ off 208. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Charlie Dombeck here from Key City Capital. As a practicing CPA for nearly 30 years, I have found that 80% of your ability to grow your wealth is dependent upon 2 factors, taxes and investment performance. At Key City Capital, we improve investment performance by diversifying capital into off-market investment opportunities in passive rental real estate and alternatives like asset-backed lending. We recover dollars that clients unnecessarily pay in the form of income taxes, creating a lifetime annuity of savings. We are a sponsor sponsor of passive, affordable single and multifamily residential rental investments, which are located in Sunbelt landlord-friendly states. These investments are the top choices in a rising interest rate and inflationary environment. They represent a store of value, protecting your capital from market volatility. Learn how we at Key City Capital can help you ultimately grow your wealth rapidly. Connect with me at keycitycapital.com or give me a call at 817-912-1569.
North Korea launching 2 cruise missiles on the same day that South Korea's president marks 100 days in office.
The test firing came just hours before the South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol promised North Korea economic aid if it gave up its nuclear programs, something it's so far been unwilling to do. Mr. Yoon also offered fresh talks with Pyongyang, although he said they shouldn't be merely for political show. It was an apparent criticism of previous failed summits with the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Mr. Yoon said he held no hostile intentions towards North Korea, although the South is shortly due to hold its biggest military exercises with the US in 5 years.
The BBC's Michael Bristow. An approaching wildfire in eastern Spain caused a train engineer to stop and prepare to change directions to avoid the flames. Several passengers injured when they got off rather than wait. News and analysis at townhall.com. There will be no NBA games on Election Day this year.
The league's schedule for the coming season has all 30 teams playing on Monday, November 7th. That's the night before the midterms. The hope is teams use that night as an opportunity to encourage fans to get out and vote, plus amplify the need for civic engagement. The move is a rarity for the league. The NBA typically plays no games on Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve and tries to avoid scheduling games on the day of the NCAA men's basketball championship game. Rhonda Rockstra reporting.
The drought in the West growing even more severe. Arizona and Nevada, which rely on water from the Colorado River, will face more water use restrictions as Lake Mead continues to shrivel amid the punishing drought with no relief in sight. The Colorado River waters some 40 million people in the U.S. West and northern Mexico, and the river is also a key source of water for agriculture in the region. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tracy Inviernos.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Thank you, Roy. Guess Sean. Oh, Sean doing it. I don't know if he's doing his show or.
Okay, I was on a phone call. Sorry.
On the telly.
Yes. I was kind of waiting for him to show up because I have a joke.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right.
It is National Tele-Joke Day, so
it is.
By all means. Yes.
So, Roy.
Yes. And that's where I got it from.
Is it, before I ask you to tell jokes,
it's okay.
Family friendly.
It's family friendly.
All right, we are on the radio. I just want to put that caveat out there before because I don't know what you're going to say. So just want to make sure.
It was a man from Nantucket. Now, let me tell you all about it.
Right.
No.
Jack and Jill. No, stop. I'm sorry. The floor is yours, Roy.
No. So I have a friend who's half Indian.
Okay.
His name is Ian.
His name is Ian. That's pretty good. That's
not bad.
That's dad joke worthy.
It is not bad.
I got one last week that actually made me chuckle, and I've been telling it around. Bigfoot. What is it? Bigfoot often gets confused for Sasquatch. Yeti doesn't care.
Yes. Everyone booed my joke I told at the remote a couple weeks ago.
I
loved that joke.
Applauded that joke.
I love that joke.
Do you remember that joke?
I told it on a remote on the country station about a month ago.
What? No, I wasn't there.
Go right ahead.
But I told it on the radio, and then I got booed. No one liked that.
That's
joke.
how you know it's a good joke.
No.
Yeah.
Here's the best way to tell a bad joke is the way that Mike did it, which he told the joke, it didn't land, and then at the end he did the whole.
Yeah.
I said, okay, so the joke is, why are there barcodes on? Sorry, go ahead.
Why does the Norwegian Navy have barcodes on the side of their ships?
I was gonna mess it up.
I've heard this, but I don't remember the punchline.
So they can Scandinavian.
Yes.
So when the ships come back into port, they can Scandinavian.
So they can Scandinavian.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the.
That's a good dad joke right there.
At the end of the break, he said on 92.9 The Brand, Scandinavian, which
Norm Macdonald energy.
Yeah, I kind of did the move. Scandinavian. Nothing. All right.
Of my life.
But hit that baby out in the water cooler today. See if you get a better reaction than I did.
It always helps if you have somebody to follow up with a
right. You need a hype man. Just someone going, yeah, boy, right after that.
Pay a guy in your office like $5, maybe $6 to just stand there. When you tell the joke, just go, ha!
Right.
And microphones are peaking.
Right.
Oh yeah. Hard.
If you can get like a Cape Fear De Niro-esque type guy to laugh behind you, You ever see that movie Cape Fear with Robert De Niro?
I haven't.
Is it Mark Wahlberg? No, it's not Mark.
Not Mark Wahlberg.
It's Chuck Nick Nolte. Isn't Nick Nolte he's going after? I think it's Nick Nolte. It's been so long since I've seen it.
I honestly can't
I think
remember.
it's Nick Nolte. Now that I think about it. But basically, he's like stalking and being great. And so there's a scene where De Niro's character is just sitting in this movie theater, and they're watching like a horror movie or something. It's something grotesque, and he's in this crowded theater. All of a sudden, he's like, ha 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 ha, and it's just laugh.
Ears.
Well, no, because I think his voice is like stopping, like the microphone cracks and then it just.
I peeked out.
Yeah,
it does.
yeah.
That's why you don't yell in microphones.
Yeah, it's like
I don't care.
And then the microphone just died for a second.
Yeah, I tried to turn my mouth off the mic directly a little bit to.
You know, a
mitigate
loud
that.
moment's coming when I do this to the mic.
Yeah, I kind of did this, but I didn't do it far enough. But
So I just hear
ha ha. Is that better?
yeah,
That was just louder for me. What's funny is in this office, I always know, like right before Mike's about to come over to my office to show me something funny, because I'll just hear this. It'll start low. It'll just. And he keeps it going for as long as, like, way longer than I can sustain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, something funny's coming, and he usually delivers. I'm not gonna lie.
Because I know Sean's sense of humor. It's not far from mine.
Right.
And so if I appreciate something as funny, I know Sean will probably get a kick out of it too. If I won't, then he probably.
Yeah, Mike's been on a Gen X.
I've been hammered with a bunch of those.
Wormhole lately.
Well, it happened when I was in El Paso. When I was sitting there, and you have a lot of time on your hands,
Sure.
as you do, waiting around for nothing or something. And so I found one. And I liked it and shared it. Next thing you know, I just started getting all of them. And I'm like, that's pretty good, too. That's a good one. I haven't seen that one before. I can relate to that one.
The
So
algorithm's pretty good on, when it comes to, as far as like, recommending memes on Facebook and social. I've recently kind of fallen into the whole, the Facebook Reels that they've been posting up. It's basically TikTok.
Okay.
I mean, it really is. I'm seeing a lot of the videos I saw a few months ago on TikTok. They're just kind of rehashing them on Facebook.
Sure.
But there's a lot of also really interesting stuff there. So I've kind of been falling into those lately. But the algorithm is really, like, if you don't like something, you better swipe past it quick. You'd be like, oh, no, I know. Because otherwise you will be served nothing but that
Okay.
for like a long time.
Well, and my other source, believe it or not, is Sean's mom. She shares some good stuff on Facebook.
It sounds more salacious than it is. All right, y'all, settle down. Settle down. I heard Roy's little snicker in the back. I'm like, boy, you want to go outside? You want to go fight in the field?
Sean's mom shares some funny stuff on Facebook.
Okay. There's a reason
and she gets me. Like, some are groaners, but every once in a while she hits me with, I'm like, oh, that's good.
Well,
There's
the
a
way
reason
it
I'm
sounds
funny.
The way it sounds like the delivery is like, well, what's your source? Your mom.
Yeah, exactly.
I can say that it's not a like, ooh, burn. Your mom told me that.
There's a reason I consider myself funny. It's because I had relatively funny parents. You know,
Mm-hmm.
My mom was really funny. My dad was he was good for like a quick. My dad was really good at like changing lyrics to songs. Like we were in the car to kind of like go with the situation, and I have sort of adopted that into my realm.
Yeah.
I was driving down the road. You know the song? It's Jason Aldean. Whiskey's supposed to drown the memory.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Anyways,
I do.
We're driving down the road, and my kids are in the back seat, and there's one of those oversized load trucks in front of me carrying literally a full like double wide trailer. And I just started singing, "There's a house that's driving towards me," and kind of went with the chorus song. And my kids were rolling in the back. It was fun. So it's like I'm glad that I can carry that on to another generation. You know?
Well,
that's a wholesome dad.
Wait till your kids get a little older.
Mm-hmm.
Because I imagine they're going to be doing that yourself.
Right.
Like I could see Rhiannon doing it, and I could see Hunter doing it. Now I think about it, Hunter's going to be a little subdued. But his are going to hit hard.
Yeah.
Like Rhiannon's going to throw a bunch and see what sticks at the wall.
Exactly.
Hunter's going to be the silent killer.
He'll sweep in with the line at the end.
Yeah, he'll be quiet and then just say this most devastating thing at the end, and you're like, dang, yeah, that's going to be him. Mm-hmm. I can already picture that right now.
I've already got my kids booked on road dates.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm down the rabbit hole, and I've almost every day for the last couple of days I found something like, you know what, that's funny. Because I normally don't share stuff on Facebook unless I.
The more you share, and this sounds like an ad for Facebook, but the more that you share of a thing, the more that you will be served that thing.
Yeah, and I'm kind of in the middle of that right now.
Right.
So
the pickings are good.
Well, it's great to a point, except for when I hit my news thing, and I'm like, when I hit the new stuff, and all I'm getting is a steady stream of Gen X.
Right.
Like, I want something else here.
Half the time, I actually have to go digging for myself. I'm part of a group, Cold Stone Memory.
Yeah.
And they're vicious on there. But half the time, you have to go seek them out because there's so many people posting up on there. It's just like there's like 50 between like 1 hour and the next.
Yeah.
You just go through and pick out your favorites.
All right. It is 9:15. I guess we should update you on some weather.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go ahead and do that now. Although the sun's more out now, it's kind of like what it looked like a couple hours ago. But they're saying there's a chance.
After 9.
So we'll see. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some of that moist air working its way into our area, so we'll be getting some showers and thunderstorms, or at least a possibility of them later on today. Mix of sunshine and clouds, and our afternoon high in the upper 80s. Scattered showers and thunderstorms and cloudy for the overnight hours, our low in the mid-60s. Then tomorrow, sunny in the morning, afternoon showers and thunderstorms and upper 80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, straight up 80 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 56%. Winds currently out of the east at 8 miles per hour. We are looking at a 20% chance of some showers and thunderstorms today. Partly cloudy, high of 86 expected. So we're actually not far from our high, which I'm okay with. Winds out of the northeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain bumps up to 40% tonight. They say due mainly after midnight. Mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 68 degrees with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, we're looking at a 30% chance at some showers and thunderstorms. They're saying mainly for the afternoon, and they're also saying those storms on Thursday could produce some heavy rainfall. Partly cloudy and 86. Otherwise, with northeast winds at around 5 to 10. 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms for Thursday night as well. Mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 69 degrees. Southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. 30% chance of rain for Friday as well. Partly cloudy and 84. Southeast winds 5 to 10. 30% chance of rain for Friday night. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 68. And then for the weekend, rain chances increase, 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms Saturday. They say some of those storms could produce heavy rain, mostly cloudy with a high of 85. 60% chance of showers Saturday night. Once again, some of those storms could produce heavy rain, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 68. And then Sunday, we're looking at a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Again, some of those storms could produce heavy rain, partly cloudy, high of 88. And 40% chance of showers on Monday when you head back to work and school. So rain chances looking pretty good next few days here. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview we had yesterday with Donna Orestione from Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell, talking about the first week of school here and some upcoming events. They've got a welcome back event tomorrow out at the campus. We talk about that, too. So we're going to play that for you here next. Don't go away.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now, I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
Here at the Tailgate Nation, we try to make our service department as friendly and convenient as possible. But sometimes you're just too busy to bring your vehicle in for the service it needs. So your friends at Roswell Ford have come up with a revolutionary new idea, mobile service. Instead of you bringing your vehicle to us, we'll come to you. That's right, the Roswell Ford mobile service crew can take care of routine maintenance and light repairs at your home, office, place of business, or just about anywhere your vehicle is. We can change your oil and filter, rotate your tires, replace your battery, change your windshield wipers, do a complete multi-point inspection, and more. Right in your own driveway or parking lot. And these are Ford factory-trained technicians who'll bring the right equipment, tools, and parts to get the job done correctly without interrupting your busy day. So how cool is that? Mobile service. Kind of makes you wonder why nobody thought of it before. Call the Roswell Ford Service Department to make an appointment. Then just sit back and relax.
I read a quote once that said, when you blame others, you give up your power to change. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
We all want to play the victim at times. It even feels good to feel sorry for ourselves. But that puts a lid on our life. It stunts our growth, it damages our marriages, and if you have children, it can even hurt them.
It can seem like a daunting task to take responsibility for our actions. But the Bible says in Philippians 4:13, we can do everything through Christ who gives us strength.
If you've never experienced the love of God, then you don't know your true potential and don't realize how good God is. When you're feeling like a victim, turn to God. He'll give you the strength to move beyond yourself and help you have a victorious marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Well, the biting bugs and the ferocious flyers are out in force, and if you don't take care of them now, you'll be swatting and scratching all summer. Makes me itchy just thinking about it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether it's keeping the fleas and ticks off your animals or keeping the flies and mosquitoes away from your barbecue, you gotta use the right stuff, and you gotta do it at the right time. So come see us now at Roswell Seed Company, and don't let the bugs tick you off. Get it? Tick.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Are you tired of your tired old furniture? Well, why are you keeping it? Glenn's Furniture has filled their store with a special purchase of beautiful, high-quality furniture at factory prices. Stylish reclining sofas and love seats, smart and practical dinettes and dining tables, sumptuous bedroom furniture, and Serta mattress sets, all specially priced and ready for immediate free delivery. Get the lowest prices of the year. Hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, saving you money on quality furniture since 1953.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio this morning. At least for a little bit. I imagine things are pretty busy over at the E&M York campus right now. Donna Orazio back with us. It's gearing up. Fall semester. Everything's
started yesterday.
Everything's starting to look like a normal, typical semester at the campus.
Our new normal.
Yeah. Good deal.
But yes, we started classes yesterday, and of course, students can still register all the way through Friday. That's the last day to add and drop a class.
So if you want to do something, you still got time this week?
There's still time. I got a call from a student yesterday saying, "Is it too late?" I said, "No, you can still." I just want to take one class. Sure.
Okay, perfect.
Come on, talk to an advisor, get registered. So, even if you miss one class or you're still fine.
Yeah, generally that first class they're going over syllabus and kind of you'll have to do that on your own. But as far as curriculum goes, it usually starts that second class.
Right. So all the way through Friday, you can add and drop a class. So if something's changed in your life and you say I can't do that class anymore, I'd rather take it online, or I need to take it in the day or the evening, you can make those changes all the way through Friday.
Good deals.
And our enrollment's looking good. We're up from last fall, which is good. So
good deal.
We've got new students coming in, continuing students of all ages. We've got Youth Challenge on campus, adult education, special services.
And are they back doing their full programs and things?
They're not quite full capacity, but it's a good group of cadets.
Because they, like the college, they probably more so.
Yes.
They got basically shut down during COVID.
Right,
so.
because they are, fully resident. They live on campus in dorms and
so it's good to see they're back doing their full program.
Yes,
again,
and we have early college, high school students on campus as well. So we have such a variety of students on our campus. It's really just amazing when someone says, "I don't know if I'll fit in."
It's like,
yes, you will fit in.
Are you breathing? Then you'll fit.
You'll fit in. We have no doubt that you will fit in just fine.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to have that semester underway.
Good.
And faculty had their in-service last week, and our staff had our in-service last week. So
good deal.
We're raring to go.
Well, since we're talking back to welcome back, this Thursday night, I'd like to welcome back people.
Right.
You guys are having a big welcome back event this Thursday?
We are. We're having a big shindig on Thursday, August 18th, and that's from 4 to 7. So it's not really night, but it's late afternoon. Pre-evening.
Depends on how old you are.
Depends on
some of the older folks are like by the time
this is past my bedtime.
7 hits, I'm like I turn to a pumpkin around now.
Right. So depending on your schedule, what we're calling it a welcome back night, but it's from 4 to 7 on Thursday. So we're having the Matthew Palmer Band play.
They're
for us.
excellent.
They're
I've seen them play several times, and they're a very talented group. You'll enjoy them. Yeah.
So if you haven't heard them, you'll be able to hear them, and it will be outside in our we're calling now our sculpture courtyard, which is where our new Reaching for the Stars sculpture has been installed.
So if you haven't seen that,
if you haven't seen it, it's really nice. We have it. We have some landscaping around it, some nice fencing.
But it's over by the Performing Arts Center.
Right in front of the Performing Arts Center. So in that courtyard area, there's a lot of areas for shade and things like that.
Nice little group gathering area.
Kind of a gathering area. So we'll have that set up. So we'll have some games. We'll have petting zoo, which is really the
Is it Runyon Ranch?
The Runyon Ranch.
Yeah, they always bring some. Usually bring an exotic animal or two, depending on. That's all depends on the animals and how they're feeling that day and all that.
What their mood is that day.
Yeah,
but we'll have a variety of those animals that you can get up close and personal with, and those are always fun to see. Free popcorn. We'll have a lot of food trucks around as well.
So a little something for adults, kids, everybody.
For everybody. Yeah. And it's not just for our students. If students have families or
so it's for the community.
It's for everybody.
Yeah,
so the community is invited. So even though maybe you're not even going to school out there, but you want to check things out, or your son or daughter or family member is attending, please come and join us. So
or if you got if you're that 18-year-old and you kind of want to feel independent, but but you want to show your parents, like, because, you know, especially if you're 18 and you're on your own and you're kind of like, I got it myself, but your parents are still like parents, you know, they're going to be parents, and you say, all right, this is what you can come to. Come to this, and you can see my life and all that. Then you go back and let me study.
Right. Exactly.
So if you want to use this as...
You can kind of get a glimpse into their environment. If you haven't been on campus in a while, it looks great. Our maintenance crew is always so good about keeping the grounds, you know, the grass mowed. And
it's really nice.
Really nice.
It's
really nice campus.
It's a park-like atmosphere when you're not in the buildings and everything.
Yes, it is. So we're really excited to have that. And our ACES students have actually planned this event and coordinated. There are achieving... I have to remember the acronym.
What the acronym stands for?
Achieving something in educational, achieving collegiate academics. Anyway.
I'm trying like ACES.
ACES.
Education.
I blanked out on the acronym. But anyway, they are our student ambassadors program.
So, and so they're hosting the Welcome Back event.
They're hosting it. So they've been trying to just get going in the community and on campus. Just their role, of course, is to be representatives for the campus and work with students and really have more of a student focus so that they maintain visibility on campus and in the community. And so they did a cleanup last Saturday with Keep Roswell Beautiful.
Yeah, so they're really getting involved with that community side of the college. And
they helped with our new student orientation. So they've been really active so far. So they're planning this event, and we're really happy to have them on board getting this going.
Part of college life is social. You know what I mean? That's an important aspect. I know we get so wrapped up in class schedules and getting degrees, and all that's important and the most important thing. But part of college life is the social side and maturing. You know, depending on your age, obviously, if you're coming out of high school and things, that's definitely a transitional period. But even for folks that are, you know, doing a second career opportunity or whatever it is, it's still that opportunity to meet new people, meet people that are doing things like you do. And so come out for the social side of it. You know, even if you're like, well, I know the campus, I know everything, come out and meet some people, and who knows, make some friends.
You'll meet some people maybe you haven't met before. And
maybe, you know, like learn about some of the groups and social side of the campus and opportunities there. And who knows, maybe you'll find your next passion or friendship or something at this.
Right. And, you know, it's all based on the theory, of course, that the more involved you are, the more connected you feel to the campus, the more likely you are to continue on your education journey. And that's part of retention, and that's what we're also about as well. We don't want to just enroll students, and we want to find ways to retain them and make sure they stay.
It's not about just numbers. It's about providing futures for people.
So we want them to continue and feel connected, and this is just one of the activities that we're doing this fall. We have several more events planned. But,
so come out, bring the kids, let them get in the petting zoo and eat popcorn and do all that stuff, and then just come meet and talk and hang out and have fun.
Right. So we're really excited to have that. And again, everybody's welcome. So 4 to 7 on Thursday.
Very good. This Thursday. Coming up. And like you said, it's by the Performing Arts Center. If you're a little confused on
right. And there will be signs, but you should be.
You'll see a gathering of people.
You'll find it
just
pretty easily.
You'll see the Performing Arts Center and a group of people just kind of gathering and hanging out. That's where it's at.
That's where it is. That's where you'll find us.
Yeah.
So again, that's Thursday, and then of course we have a number of other things coming up during the semester. And then one thing that you'll be hearing more about is, of course, there's an election coming up in November. It's election time again.
Another bond
issue. We have Geo Bond C.
It's C this time.
C.
Okay.
So for higher education, and of course that means projects for universities across the state. And our project is for $2.47 million, and that's for installing fire suppression systems in 3 of our buildings. So that would be the Arts and Science Center, the Occupational Technology Center, and the PE
upgrading
Center.
And updating those fire suppression systems
and that's
to more
of
modern
course,
stuff.
A critical safety aspect that we need
That's kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
Just out of curiosity, because I know you have the stuff there, NMMI also takes advantage of this. Do you guys know what their
NMMI's project is for $4 million, and that's to expand their Bates dining hall.
Okay, so by voting for this, now here's the deal, folks.
I can't tell you how to vote.
Yeah, Donna.
I can provide information.
Donna just says it's happening. Please be aware of it. I'm the guy that says vote yes for it because they can't, they can't get political here. But at the end of the day, this is how these bonds that you vote on every couple years. This is how the campuses get these money, and it's for every basically a higher learning institution in the states benefits from this. So UNM, whatever college here, they all probably have a project.
Yes.
So you're benefiting every single institution in the state here. We're just trying to show you what here at ENMUR is doing, and of course what NMMI is doing.
Right.
But this is for every single higher institution learning facility in the state. So,
and of course it is a statewide vote. So if it passes by a majority of the statewide voters, the projects do proceed.
Yeah.
So even if for some reason Chaves County would fail it, but it's passed the statewide, it would still go into effect. But we really hope our voters support it. And again, there's no tax increase associated with this because the bonds are renewed every 10 years. So it's really a renewal. It's very an easy thing to do. It's a very positive thing to do for.
And I think it's just part of checks and balances, where it's we want to give every college money to do these things, but they also want to ensure that these colleges are actually doing what they're saying with it. So I think this is part of that checks and balances. Every few years, we're going to make you vote on this and make you guys tell us exactly what you're doing with that money, and that's part of that checks and balances.
We've had several, of course, projects over the years. We had the Automotive Welding Technology Center,
which is now,
and that's fully functional and open, and that's open for the first time this fall. So that's a beautiful facility, very nice, very modern, great equipment, space.
And trust me, there's many employers in this community that are very happy to see that back up in full capacity.
Yes.
And I imagine, because obviously that program did not slow down when this happened.
We just had to
just shifted a little bit.
them to other
But
spaces.
I'm sure it's going to be a lot more efficient now that it's all centralized.
And we can
it's all
train
right
more
there.
students as well. So it's a really wonderful facility. And again, thanks to voters supporting the bond, and that was in 2018.
Yeah.
And then in 2020, we had the video surveillance and campus lighting, which right now is underway on campus.
They're working on that.
So they're
one
working
now.
on that.
So next up will be this fire suppression stuff.
So
and
then
some of
after
these.
that will be fire
I'm guessing that there are
suppression.
3 older buildings that they've been around since the base days? Or?
They're older building. The Arts and Science Center was a renovated base facility. The OTC is an older facility as well. And the PE Center, again.
So these buildings are probably
was
from the
part of-
40s in some cases, depending, or 50s.
Yeah.
Maybe 60s at the latest.
A little bit later, but but part of it is because of regulations from public ed. If we have any early college high school students in these buildings, they can't locate in those buildings because they don't have fire suppression systems.
Gotcha.
So it's part of also
So
a
it's kind of-
requirement from the
So their buildings are almost
PED.
kind of useless
They're
to you
kind
until
of
that
off
happens.
limits to the early college, and really just for campus safety in general. And these are very expensive projects. So we try and take care of maintenance as best we can, but a lot of times we do ask the voters to support us in some of these higher end projects.
Very good.
We really need support for.
So come November here when you vote, or in October if you vote early or whatever it is here. But when you do vote, please, when you see the ballot, you'll see Bond C on there, and that's what this is covering. So please read it because you should. It's on the ballot. But
it will explain.
But I can say it. Please vote for it because it really does help every single institution in this state. And I'm telling you, we look at our numbers and you look every year, we're always in the bottoms of these stats. Well, it doesn't get fixed without improving. And this is how you do
Right.
stuff
And
like
we need
that.
to keep our facilities, even though a lot of students do take classes online, we have a lot of students, the majority that take our classes on campus. So we need to maintain our facilities and keep them safe.
And I just kind of putting the plug in for everybody here, we're here in Roswell, we're pretty plugged in, but there's a lot of campuses and even some of the other campuses as part of Eastern. They're in remote locations and things. And so technologies and things, they need the money for what these projects are. So please, this is how we make our higher education system better in this
Right.
state,
It's just an endorsement. And again, you'll see it. The slogan this year is uplift education, which is kind of a very, again, it's a very positive thing that you can do. You're not voting against something, you are voting.
Yeah, it's easy to vote against things. We got a lot of that.
I won't say that, but
yes, you're voting.
But uplifting education is something we should all support.
And I'm sure if you have questions about exactly what the campus is doing, you can call and they'll be happy to tell you about
Right.
that.
I know Dr. Powell and General Grizzle are speaking right now to various civic clubs and organizations about
doing the
about
pitch.
the bond.
Yeah.
And if you have a group or somebody that you'd like to have come talk to you about it, if you have questions, you can call me at 624-7403 and we'll make arrangements for them to do that.
I imagine at some point Dr. Powell is going to want to come on here as we get close to the election and kind of explain exactly what that bond C is going to do for ENMUR.
Right,
so.
right. And our campus in Portales also has a project. It's at $9 million, and it's for a student services building on campus to consolidate all of their services.
Good deal.
So, again, a lot of the majority of higher ed institutions in the state do benefit from Bond C.
Well, and then the Portales campus, they serve a bit of a different role than the Roswell campus does, where they have people like staying as a 4-year where there's fraternities and things like that, where it's more of when people picture college life, that's kind of more like that.
Right, it's more traditional.
Yeah. So when you put on your 80s college movie, it looks more like Portales. Revenge of the Nerds or something like that. That looks like that.
I'm sure they would love that. I'll tell them you said
Maybe
that.
not the comedy part, but just the lifestyle of, living.
Just teasing. I know what you mean.
Although, the Nerds turned out pretty good at the end there.
They did.
They were the winners.
Go Nerds. That's right. There's nothing wrong with being a nerd. I've been a nerd all my life. So also, along with, I'll just mention Library Bond B. So again, there's A, B, and C. But B is for public libraries and academic libraries and tribal libraries.
Now, does your library get some funding for that one too at the campus?
We would benefit from that as well. And my library would, Roswell Public Library, and all the public school libraries.
Yeah, they kind of go hand in hand when we talk. Both B and C, and this year B is the library bond.
Yes.
And so our library here has probably got a project, and probably every other one in the state as well.
They really rely on these bonds to keep their acquisitions current, to make sure they have technology, and libraries are all about technology now.
Well, I don't imagine
online resources.
You guys run your own library, but when a municipality runs the library, they're probably, I'm not saying you guys aren't stringent on your budget, but the way money comes into those, certain things are earmarked a certain way, where you guys probably have a little bit more freedom when money comes in on what you do with it, where because it's from a city or some other municipality, they're like, no, this money only can buy these books, or this money can only pay for these chairs, or whatever it is.
Right.
And so the bond will allow, it's for a specific project, but those things that maybe some of these other expenses wouldn't cover, that Bond B will cover. So
yes, and our public library is great. It's a really nice facility, and it's used quite a bit by our community. So we want to make sure we invest in that library as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a great resource for our community.
So. It is. So
please vote for Bond B and C here when you do go vote here in the fall.
Yes, and just, it seems early to be talking about it, but early voting and absentee voting starts October 11th.
I know. It's right around the corner.
It's right around the corner, and then expanded early voting is October 22nd to November 5th, and then Election Day is November 8th, of course. So,
of course, I got a feeling we'll all get reminded pretty quick here in about a month.
All you have to do is drive around, you'll see the political signs, and
we're in a bit of a lull where you just see sporadic ads here and there, but wait till September starts, and it's on.
That's why we're trying to break through some of that noise and make sure people don't forget about the bonds and they get lost in all of the other.
Before you get too mad on the ballot, wait till you get to the B and C on the back there.
Right.
Usually it's on the back.
It will probably be on the back of the ballot at the end.
Good deal.
So we've got a couple other things coming up. Of course, our community college board has welcomed a new member, Jamila Miller.
I saw the press release yesterday.
She's our new board member. So she replaced Ralph Frescas in District 4. So her term will continue through December of 23. So we're glad to have a new member on our board. And
is she an alum or?
She is not.
Okay.
But
has probably vast experience.
She has great
education.
Educational experience. She's an assistant principal at Berendo Middle School currently.
Okay.
So she's very tied into the school district.
Very good.
So
that'll be a nice little connection.
Yeah. So with
the RESD in the college.
Yes. And our college board, of course, is our main governing board. So Maria Trujillo is the chair, our president, and she's also with the Roswell School District.
Well, they're the ones at the end of the day that decide the direction of the campus.
Yes,
and then the president marches to those orders.
Right,
basically.
and a lot of times they'll refer what they'll make a recommendation that will go on to the Board of Regents, but they play a very critical role, and there are eyes and ears in the community as well. So so please
they're kind of the pulse of the campus.
Those members and. Yes, and all of their information's on our website as well.
So. And by all means, if you ever have questions or want some update, by all means, please talk reach out to them. They'd love to talk and get
and
input.
Their meetings are public. They meet once a month, and we always post the agenda on our website and have open public meetings for that as well. We're also going to be doing some, we're calling them listen and learn sessions for the community input that we're seeking for revising our strategic plan. So every few years we revise our strategic plan, and that kind of is the roadmap for what the campus will be doing for the next several years as far as programming, services.
Kind of like when a city talks about a master plan or something like it. This is sort of an equivalent to that for the college.
And as a community college, we want to know what the community thinks about what we're doing. So we have a few of those scheduled right now for Roswell. We're also working on some for the Valley communities as well. But August 25th at 5 p.m., we're having a session at the Roswell Public Library, in fact, in the Bondurant Room. And then September 6th, and that will be at 11:30. We're trying to do some at 2 different times.
Sure, catch people
availabilities. They'd rather do it in the evening or at lunchtime. Yeah. And that will be at the Roswell Public Library in the Bondurant Room.
Okay, so same place both dates.
Same place both times.
So
August 25th at 5 p.m.
Okay.
And September 6th at 11:30
nice.
a.m. And then we'll let people know if you live in the Valley communities when we're doing those is there as well.
Okay. We'll get those words.
So again, that's just to, you'll hear about what we're doing, what we're thinking of doing in the future. But if you have an idea or any kind of input, I think you should do this, or you should look at this, or just from a community perspective, we want people to give us their input.
And that's the thing we want to stress is that college is your college. It is
your college.
It's a part of the, obviously, the main goal is to educate and get people degrees and get them to their next level of future plans for them. That's the end game. But at the same time, it's that partnership, the businesses that college can't grow without the support of the community.
Right.
The community cannot get better without the support of that college.
Right.
And that's
much.
And that's the partnership that the foundation, the board, all these folks foster and constantly. And you're talking about the listings. That's all part of that. Getting that everybody on the same page, basically.
Yes, and they are our stakeholders, and we're here for them. We would not be here if it wasn't for the community and our students. We wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
So we really hope that we will get some good attendance at that. And then even if you can't make it, you're always welcome to email or call me, or email or call Dr. Powell. He'd be happy to talk with you about any of that. And then, of course, we're also doing a search right now for a new chancellor and president of the university system.
Okay.
So Patrice Caldwell will be retiring. And so we do have a national search going on for a new chancellor.
Yeah, I feel like that's not a job you just put in at the labor department.
No, it's a
little bit different.
Very specific,
Looking for a chancellor, and we got one of those laying around.
Anybody guys go look? Yeah, so we're really pleased to see that process moving forward, and it's a very inclusive process as well. So on August 29th, we are doing a kind of a community forum, and it's, again, everyone's welcome to come out to that. It's at 1:30 in our OTC on campus. And if you just have any input on the person leading the search firm, it's a national search firm that's helping us conduct that search.
Okay.
And so he will be there guiding the discussion. But if you have any input on what the president should know or do, any abilities or qualities that you'd like to see in that president that's chosen or recommended,
so
you can provide that.
So part of the
input.
process is the firm kind of like gets you a pool,
yes,
and narrows it down to whatever it is,
they
8,
reach
10 candidates
across the country and find people that are a good match and a good fit for the university system. And so the chancellor serves as chancellor of the university system, but also president of ENMU.
Gotcha.
So it's a kind of a combined role. So our president, Dr. Powell, does report to the president of the ENMU.
So
system.
this person basically calls Portales home.
Yes, the person, the
because their
position
office,
live
everything
in
will be at the main
Portales,
campus,
and they
there.
stay in
Yeah.
Portales at the main campus.
But it's kind of like, the firm will give them a half dozen candidates, and then the board, I guess, sits down and says, "This is the we'll pick the best out of this
there's
group."
There's a search committee that's been organized, and so it's a representative group of students and staff, and there's representation from the Verdoso campus, from the Roswell campus. So that search committee will work with, are working with this firm, and then they look at applications, and they decide, which to pursue. And
Sure.
It's a long process.
It's
but
just kind of peeling back the curtain. Like several years ago, when my wife got selected to be part of the process for selecting the superintendent.
Okay. Yeah.
And so
very
there's
similar.
There's kind of, and so that's why I have that knowledge in my head. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's going to look a lot like that.
Yes. So right now they have been, of course, advertising the position, and they help us to know, which areas of the country, which people were looking for in different positions at different colleges, and what educational background, what their just kind of the way that they work and operate, and trying to find somebody that will be a good fit for us.
Good deal. Well, you got a little bit of time since you have someone in place before they retire, but I imagine they want them. They probably want to work hand in hand for a month or two there and for the transition.
I think the timeline is to have somebody by January in place. So
good deal. So you got the fall semester
busy.
to find a new person to be the chancellor / president of the college.
So that will be going on as well.
Okay.
We're going to have a Constitution Day celebration. Constitution Day is September 17th.
Okay.
And so we're actually having it on the 13th because the 17th is a Saturday. But that is the national.
No one wants to come out for the party on the 17th.
So we're doing it on the 13th. But again, that's just to remind students of the value of the Constitution.
Absolutely.
And it's a federal holiday because we do receive federal financial aid, and that's part of the recognition.
Well, it is the document we live our lives by.
It is the document.
That's kind of a big deal.
So we have many constitutions to pass out to students and a lot of other activities that day.
And I always think it's good for every American to be more familiar with the Constitution than most of us are. So.
Yes, I agree. Any more familiarity of that document is important.
Absolutely. The more people know about it, the less people can manipulate it.
Right. Exactly.
That's another story for another day.
That's another story. We won't go into any of that. So we also have a foundation banquet coming up on October 25th, and that will be on campus. You'll hear more about that. We're going to do an art gala, community art gala on November 10th. Of course, graduation will be December 8th. So we have a lot of things that we're planning and in the works for the fall. So it'll be a very busy fall semester.
So, and of course, Donna will be here and
we'll
to keep us up to date.
We'll bring you other staff members that can come and talk about some of the other things we're doing during the semester.
But don't forget, this Thursday, the 18th, from 4 to 7, come on out to the Welcome Back event. It's going to be at right by the Performing Arts Center at the new sculpture there in the sculpture courtyard there, right by the Performing Arts Center.
Yes.
Come, bring the entire family. Even if you're not a member of the college, you're invited to come on out and meet.
Please.
They're going to have a little petting zoo with Runyon Ranch. They're going to have the Matthew Palmer band's going to be setting the tone for the music and everything. There'll be games and free popcorn. There's going to be some food trucks hanging out if you want something more substantial.
Right.
And just come out, mingle, have fun, and let's celebrate the start of a new semester.
Yeah, we're really excited to have a semester underway. And then again, if you are still interested in taking a class or two, you have until Friday.
You got till Friday to get it done. But if you got to swap or move around or whatever, we can do that then. Excellent.
Right. And our website has all information on all of this that we discussed. Roswell.enmu.edu, or the main number is 624-7000.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
We'll see you next.
Journalist Jamal Khashoggi doesn't care one bit. And Joe Biden gets on his hands and knees kissing the ass of MBS, who he called a murderer and called Saudi Arabia a pariah nation. It's nuts.
Keeping you on the straight path. Later today, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Listen, the last time the economy looked like this, the stock market tanked 50%. The U.S. dollar lost 46% of its value, and the price of oil quadrupled. Yet, while the U.S. economy collapsed and inflation ran through the roof, the price of gold shot up 1,300%, and silver rocketed over 2,400%. So if history repeats itself, we could see it happen again. Can you afford to miss what could be the biggest gold and silver boom of our generation? That's why I want you to call Goldco at 855-815-GOLD, because when you do, you'll not only get the chance to protect your retirement savings with gold and silver, but as a Sean Hannity listener, you could get $10,000 or more in free silver just for doing it. This is a rare opportunity, and that's why I want you to call, again, Goldco at 855-815-GOLD. That's Goldco, 855-815-GOLD. Don't miss out. Check them out today.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some of that moist air working its way into our area, so we'll be getting some showers and thunderstorms, or at least a possibility of them later on today. Mix of sunshine and clouds, and our afternoon high in the upper 80s. Scattered showers and thunderstorms and cloudy for the overnight hours, our low in the mid-60s. Then tomorrow, sunny in the morning, afternoon showers and thunderstorms and upper 80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Let's talk some NMMI football. Yeah, how about the Broncos and the Colts? Remember, the NMMI Broncos last year won it all. They are the defending junior college national champions, and they will get started with a scrimmage in El Paso this Saturday against Tec de Monterey Tech, if you prefer. That starts at 5 o'clock on Saturday, and then their first game, official game against Papago JC out of Arizona. That'll be at the Wool Bowl next Saturday at 4 o'clock. The Colts last year in high school ball were 8-3 overall, 3-0 in district, beating Thoreau 48-8 in the playoffs, and then losing in the quarterfinals to St. Michael's 34-14. The Colts get started against Mescalero Pacho Friday night, 7 o'clock. That's a home game. Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. More evidence that inflation and rising interest rates are restraining consumer spending. The Commerce Department reports retail sales were unchanged last month after rising 0.8% in June. Economists had been expecting a slight uptick in retail sales in July. Consumer spending accounts for about 70% of all U.S. economic activity. Britain's inflation rate rose to a new 40-year high of 10.1% in July. It's a faster pace than in the U.S. and Europe, as climbing food prices in the U.K. tighten a cost of living squeeze fueled by the soaring cost of energy. Tesla chief Elon Musk caused quite a stir with a tweet claiming that he was going to buy the English soccer team Manchester United. Several hours later, he resurfaced to say that it was only a joke. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Roswell Ford presents the second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show and commemoration of 9/11. Saturday, September 10th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Wool Bowl in Roswell, with lots of different categories to choose from, including classic and muscle cars, lowriders and hot rods, best paint job, and so much more. Trophies awarded to first place in each category, with a $1,000 cash prize for best overall, and lots of great prizes, including a smart TV, an LGS gift card, furniture, car washes, and more. Enjoy jolly jumps, snow cones, music, and food. Best of all, it's free to spectate and only $25 to register your vehicle, with a portion of the proceeds to benefit the Tunnels to Towers Foundation. Register and get more info at roswellford.com. Sponsored by La Salsa, Decor of Carlsbad, LGS Guns and Ammo, Chavez County Heroes, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, Suds Up, One Party Rentals, Piero 106.1 FM, CRM Discount Awards, National Furniture Liquidators, Keep Chavez County Beautiful, and Let's Play Entertainment. The second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 10th at the Wool Bowl in Roswell.
Find your path to a greater future at Eastern New Mexico University. With degrees offered both on campus and online, ENMU has the flexibility that you're looking for, and with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship, New Mexico residents can now start, continue, or finish their bachelor's degree tuition-free at ENMU. For more information, visit enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success, that's what we're about.
I have a snake for your drain. You might want to step back.
Oh no, baby.
All AC units moke a little. Is normal.
Oh no, baby.
Haha, now your sprinkler system's strong like bull.
Come on now. Don't let any fool work on your plumbing and air conditioning.
Fergalicious.
From clogged drains to sprinkler systems, Fergie's Plumbing and Heating is on the job. And who you gonna call for air filters and spring servicing on your AC unit?
Fergalicious.
Call Fergie's today, 622-2660. Nothing but love.
Fergalicious.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
The 2022 Rocket football season gets underway this Friday night as your Goddard Rockets take flight to Santee to take on the Saints. Fiero 106.1 FM and KSVPTV.com will have every second of the action during the season opening showdown. Chris Deck and Chris Roybal will have wall-to-wall coverage beginning with the pregame at 6:45 and the kickoff at 7. Rockets versus Santee Saints in the season opening showdown. Friday beginning at 6:45 on Fiero 106.1 FM and KSVPTV.com.
Hugh Hewitt is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
And that's going to do it for us. If you missed any part of the show, check it out at your leisure, KSVPTV.com.